This level comes.
This is where he shines. This is where Karl gets. This is what Karl gets Mondays off for.
Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, etc.
Okay, Karl, what is it?
Tunes
you want to explain this?
Excellent.
It's the bit
I've
when
brought in some Amy
I'm in a
Mann,
film,
some Neil Young.
sort
Okay, my
of
favourite
editing into
Clash
it,
track.
trying like an actor in a major film. We've done Kes, we've done one for the Cuckoo's Nest, Shining, stuff like that.
Which I think you enjoy.
This week,
got a little bit
A Few Good Men.
of Johnny Mitchell.
Brilliant film.
Jack Nicholson and that.
I nearly brought in some
So you listen to this, and
Yeah, exactly.
we'll give the question later on.
Let's give it after this. We'll give it after this.
I haven't really got one sorted, but I think I'm off the top. So have a listen to this, take everything in,
lined up
and
for
question
us
at the
as
end. So it's a scene where it's the court case.
Rockbusters. Been off this week again.
Has he?
Yeah.
Another week off?
Another week off, yeah.
No, I didn't have a full week off. I had 3 days off because I was working all over Christmas.
Yeah.
And still
Jack.
didn't stop working,
Colonel.
preparing stuff.
I'd appreciate if you would dress
You've
me
got
as
a nice
Colonel or Sir. I
load of
believe I've earned
prizes
it.
there that I've sorted out.
Defense counsel will address the witness as Colonel or Sir.
Yeah.
Rockbusters.
Did you rifle through the drawers
today with all the
Capital Gold instead of Daily?
all the army stuff on.
Whoever served in an
Rockbusters was
infantry
still
unit,
doing
son.
that.
Brother did. He was in the army. Got kicked out though because he went for a packet of fags in a
last
tank.
week, we
Weird,
sort
that,
of
innit?
changed
No, it's not.
educating Ricky a
It's
bit.
tragic.
I'd say it's tragic.
Just a little
I'll show you
bit.
something
I
tragic.
don't want to be incriminated.
I always
Well, changed it in the
carry this
sense
book
that
around with
rather
me.
than giving you too much
I always show it to
information about
people.
different
It's got
things,
like,
it's hard to sort of keep it all
top
in.
Yeah.
I'm giving
50
you
weird people in the world
sort of
in it.
information
It's
on
all
one
sorts of
thing.
weird stuff in
Yeah.
it.
Last
No,
week.
but some of your stuff was a little bit
Look
too
at this one
intense.
here.
My favourite
It's a
story
fella,
was there was a
right?
blind
He's got two
girl.
heads.
She hit her head
And the weird
got
thing
better,
is,
and I
right,
couldn't
it's the
take
top
all that
50
in at once.
weird people in the
So
world.
you should
He's at number
really
50, he's got two
ration
heads.
some of the education.
We sort
Makes
of
you wonder what's going to be at number one, doesn't it?
Are these
war
really the
related,
questions that I was called
yeah,
here
it was
to answer?
war.
No,
Do
but
you
look
think
at
of that
it.
then?
Imagine if you were his mate. You wouldn't get a word in
And
edgewise,
it
would
was
you?
the
Maybe
French
didn't have any
battle
friends.
going over
Probably
the
right,
top.
they say, don't they,
was
say?
John's got a moustache.
Two's company, three's a
Which
crowd.
you think was ambiguous because
Please
someone
tell me
might have
that you
said
have
that
something
anyway.
more, Lieutenant.
Well, look, you've
Yeah,
remembered
got
it.
loads more.
So it's
Look at this
working.
fella at number 36.
So
Look at
we're
him.
doing that, and last
Three
week
legs.
Loads of French people have just
Little
gone
fellow
to
with three
war
legs,
who are
right?
listening to this.
Yeah.
Guess what his job is?
My
You
answer
said
is
you
I don't
wanted to
have the
learn
first
some
damn
science
clue.
this
Well, I'll
week.
tell you. He's a juggler.
So, yeah.
I beg your pardon.
So,
He's a juggler.
so the title
This is
this week for
ridiculous.
that is.
I know it's ridiculous. You're probably thinking what I'm thinking. Why
I
wasn't he a
would sort
footballer?
you some science
Great
out.
at keepy uppies and that.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
He's just I'd like to know the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Gentlemen, I've paid for the book, so I think I'm entitled to know why.
I don't give a damn
Carl's the
what you
funniest,
think
but
you are
absolutely
entitled
love
to.
him, mate. But I think we're only seeing half of it. Right? If we can get him on
What about this
television,
one, then? This
his
lad here, he's
face
12
then,
years
when
old, he
he's
looks
told
48,
me
you know
that
what he's like?
title was
Why
like
not
a
now?
child at
You said you didn't want to know any more about
It
the
was-
juggler. You didn't say you didn't
I
want to
know what I said. I don't
He
have to
was
have
so
it read back
proud
to me
of
like
it.
Alright.
He was
Dennis, do you have
excited what I
anything
was going to...
further
It
for
was
this witness?
brilliant.
It's a bit like when
Wow.
a child's drawn a picture.
Just wanted to know if you
in
thought
art
Mr.
class.
Webfoot
you know
at
you've
number
got to
42
stick it
should
on
have took
the
a
front.
swimming
You
boat.
You basically
Yeah,
think
absolutely.
it's crap.
Yeah.
Say that now.
Yeah.
It's very much like that.
Alright, Carl?
Well, I don't know what to say really. That's Karl Pilkington
Yes.
in the film
So
A Few Good
we'll be
Men
doing
with
that.
Jack Nicholson,
we
acting
need
alongside
him?
Jack. And I have to say, giving him a run for his money.
I
Have you
think
got another one?
Karl is a really
I've
good
got
actor.
another one.
I genuinely
Looking
think
at
that.
Should we put him in something?
snails.
Yeah, definitely.
This
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
Right, what's the question?
What's the watcher's
I know you're not
forte, you
fan of
think?
snails, are you?
Just sort
Well,
of.
after a bit of research, I found
playing
some
that
good
sort of
stuff
stuff.
out about
Okay.
Deep stuff.
like his sleep for 13 years.
Yeah, so we can sort that out.
Think of a question now out of that little lot.
So we'll be looking at
You got that one.
What I've got, what,
We've got ritual,
who was at number?
ritual,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
30.
is something that I
So
talked
last
about.
yeah, well, last week's was brilliant.
let's-
It was number 50. It was number 50.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, it was number.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, what was odd about the guy who was at number 50 in the
Well,
Is
I'm gonna-
that it?
people?
I'm going
And just text
play
in
one of my favourite Smith tracks.
83
Can I just
XFM
make a
and put
request?
your address on there as well. And that.
If you've got time to bring
loads of
back
stuff.
just for 1 week only, White Van Karl.
Oh, that's actually not
Because
bad.
there's
There's
some quite
Lord of the
interesting
Rings on
topics
there.
this
Michael
week.
Palmer's around the world in 80 days. We've not had a chance to see that yet. It's been repeated about 80 times.
There is a light that never goes
Look
out.
Around You, which is an excellent show. That's
Yeah, it's brilliant.
There's some other it's not so bad. And also the relatively poor stand-up DVD, Ricky Gervais's live show.
One of those little things in it.
And you can win all those prizes if you can answer which question again?
Who was the fella who was at number 15? What was up with him?
Being in the front row at Morrissey concert and going, can I just play along?
That's the most beautiful track I can't get enough of this.
Brilliant. I don't know what kind of sign that is.
Billy Bragg, the Sunday Boy on
It's
XFM
only
104.9.
used for when Kenneth Williams
just throws them in the car.
sees someone undressing.
Here are the prizes for the film quiz thing, which is what it's called.
Used that noise.
People will be loving this. It's
It's like you were specially created for the carry-on
we got a lot of Trance fans. It's the best air guitar album.
I don't know what it is, but we need
the best club
something
anthem.
when I walk in and see someone
Series 1 of
changing.
Happiness by Paul Whitehouse. The very best of Father Ted on DVD. We've got Teachers. We've got Know Me, Know
Those
You.
are like Never
Not
Goes
too bad.
Out
Yeah, the few
by
bundles
the
there. Good
Smiths.
stuff. Christmas gifts and things
I
like that.
found,
So
That Knowing Me, Knowing You, I've noticed on
in the
VHS,
week.
which is good.
yeah.
That's quite quaint,
I
excellent.
said,
Brilliant.
what are you doing?
All right.
He went,
Yeah, so
well,
what's
even
explain the
though it's
conceit
one
of
of my
this?
days off,
It's when
I'm
we
just
sort
doing
of
some
dig out a film that I've been
research
in.
on the web.
And
Went, found it and said, yeah, I'm doing
I don't know if I want
science.
to tell you what the film is, because that
And
might
then
be
he
the question
says,
thinking about it.
You can get
there's not
wigs
much
for
going on in the
dogs in
clip.
Tokyo.
I think we need to know what
That's
the
his
film is.
scientific
Yeah.
fact. And I
It's
went,
Rain Man.
what do you mean?
why is he
dogs,
called
they
Rain
need
Man?
a wig? I said, if they need a wig, what?
Is that going to be the
Dogs
question?
going
Yeah,
bald.
I know the answer, Carl. Don't
And
worry.
he
Don't look
went,
at me
like, this is
I won't
fine
do
to
it.
me.
Watch the film, yeah, you should.
It's a
Oh, so
stressful
it's you,
city,
Carl, in the
Tokyo.
film Rain Man.
Yeah, it's the bit when
The
Tom
world's
Cruise
alright with Karl.
is in the doctor's.
He's always got an
with,
explanation. I've only ever
with the
seen
old
him
man.
confused once. When in Edinburgh, he looked out of his window one day and he
Well, I'm
saw a
not a
bloke
psychiatrist, but I
putting
do
a
know that his
parking
brain
ticket
doesn't work
on
like
some
other
rubbish.
Yeah.
And that
Sorry,
genuinely
I am
confused
sorry.
him.
Yeah.
He
Don't go
couldn't work
talking about me
out.
like I'm some sort of
Could ya?
deaf kid.
It's a bit weird.
Got a good
isn't it?
brain. Works well. It stores all sorts of
And the woman breastfeeding
information
like
and
your
stuff, doesn't it,
child. You didn't like,
Yeah, remembers things, little things.
But the what's the name?
Don't say
I
like that,
was with
little
Wigs.
things, as if it's
I kind of thought
stuff that isn't
after I put the
important.
phone down to you.
Are you good
I
with
thought
numbers?
about it. I thought, yeah, it was a bit daft that.
You sure it's not
doctor's
the
asking you a
aging
question.
pop group?
Yeah, I know.
The animals.
Just
But when you
thinking.
think, have you ever seen like a bald pet?
It depends.
No.
Not that good at
It's
maths,
weird.
but I remember facts that have got numbers in them. Like I know that
Because my mum,
one person in 2 billion
we used to get through
will
loads
live
of
to
cats
be
'cause we lived
116 or over. Right? Weird thing is a lot of them are Chinese, so you know, makes you wonder if they're lying.
I'm afraid I don't understand what you're talking about.
restaurant. We lived
What do you mean you don't understand? It's not. Alright, here's an easier one for you then. Goldfish.
No, we lived on like a
Have
main
better
road.
memories than people think.
yeah.
Right?
He's right.
So we used to
Yeah.
get through a lot of them. My
It
dad
was
kept
their
saying,
risk.
you know, stop wasting money.
Goldfish related. Oldest goldfish in the world was 41.
Right, so anyway, we had this
Funny
cat
thing
that
is there,
ill
if it was
all
a
the time.
goldfish with a dodgy memory, it could have been older. It could have been pushing 45.
That is amazing. He should work for NASA or something.
Go that far.
Bloody hell.
That sort of thing
Don't let me go to the
I like
Pilkington.
reading about. We've got that big book there. It's
For
full
some
of
reason,
stuff.
read
he
all
kept
this?
being sick all the
don't-
time.
Read all these stories that are in this book.
Don't bother touching it.
You better put it back.
So
Give it
my
back.
mum,
Get out.
so
Okay, no,
kinda
Ray,
thought,
Ray,
I've
take
had
it easy.
enough
I'm
of
not
this,
gonna-
and she shaved it.
I won't touch anything else.
Whoa.
Okay, come on.
Whoa.
I ask you something else, Ray?
I know you're not vets in your family.
You've annoyed me now. You've
What correlation did your mum
come in here
think
saying
there
I'm
was
daft and that. And
between you being sick and
messing with
shaving
my
it?
book.
Because it kept being sick, and
go,
it was a
will you?
pain to wash because it kept getting
So
caught
she
up.
wanted a dry wipe cap.
So
Were they messing with your
Why
big book
didn't
of
you just
freaky facts?
varnish it?
Yeah, that's out of order.
Good. So what's the question? Why is he called Rain Man?
So now he's cold and sick.
Yeah?
no, but
Everyone happy with that
not.
question?
I mean, not all of it. She left
Yeah?
sort of the back half.
Okay,
but
Ricky
sort of
Gervais at
from his
XFM.co.uk.
waist.
Why is
sort
he
of-
called Rain Man?
That shaving because it's sick on its own.
Right, okay, are you going to film this one,
It's the
Karl?
weirdest looking thing.
we're doing that now?
Normally I like cats. I'm always like giving yours a stroke on the head and that.
Yeah.
The
Show
soon as
over
you
with,
did
we
that,
can
it's
go
like,
home, you can go
oh,
off to Lanzarote and sit on some ash, some charcoal.
and then
He's not happy about that, that's annoyed him. The listeners have all ganged up on him. XFM doing 2 CDs.
We've had more calls for his resignation this week than ever before.
It must have.
What do you
I mean,
think, Karl?
the other cats must have been taking the mick out of it
There's
constantly.
another reason.
Do you know what I mean, though? Because he's grumpy. He's not just coming and goes, well, I can't help it, can I? I don't want to. He's being paid well to do a job. People have tuned in to be entertained, to have good songs. Me and Steve are working
Pressing the buttons and pay to press the buttons. That's what I'm doing. Has every CD started on time?
Why would they give you Monday off if you just paid to press the buttons?
How many cats do you say you've
So have
got?
you stopped doing that now, have you?
Well, yeah.
Why?
There's work to do. I'm not moaning about it. Let's go on.
It's still on
screen try to
increase
film
even though
that
I'm
and
not
then
there.
do a Christmassy one.
Whilst
Get
I
people in
was
the Christmas
there,
mood and that.
Yeah, you have got people in the Christmas mood. You're like Santa visiting them.
And were you upset each time,
It's
or were
you
you
in the
just
film
got used to
Scrooge.
it?
Yeah, which version of
It's one of them
The old
things,
one.
isn't it? Like
If
I
it's
said
just you
before,
moaning
when
with
you
bells,
first see
I'll be
something,
annoyed.
it's a bit of a
Right,
shock.
that is essentially
Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
Scrooge,
The
listen to
Elephant
this,
Man
and
or
then there's some
whatever.
question at the end.
First time you see him, it's that sort of, oh, look at that.
Do you remember the first time you saw Steve? No, I'm not being funny. Do you remember the first?
Yeah, but I've said this before, it's always, then
do you
you
mean
get
by coming
used
in
to
here
how
this time
people
of day?
look, and you don't...
I'm just going to do some Christmas shopping, aren't I?
No,
Probably do some more shopping on Monday because it's my day off, isn't it?
Yes, I know it is. You don't have to tell me.
Do you want to see what I bought Suzanne?
No, thank you.
No, but I've
I don't mind showing it. It's only a Christmas present, isn't it? Just bought some more condoms.
Gold Rush on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais. Steve
Well, I
Matching,
bought some
Karl,
last year.
Pilkington.
Got 2 boxes.
Brilliant.
It's in.
They all got used,
I don't know whether I can
so-
tell you
I'm very
this
glad to hear it.
because it might rock you
How much do you
to the very
think?
core.
Why are you
But I was
asking?
in an Indian
The
restaurant
presents
the
I buy has got
other
nothing
night,
to do with what I hear.
I don't. You've not
Like I
seen the
say,
film.
if,
Have you seen the film
If I won
Notting
the
Hill?
lottery,
I
I wouldn't go
haven't.
mental.
Right, in the film
Do you know what I
Notting
mean?
Hill,
I
have you
probably
seen
wouldn't
that
even tell her
trailer?
because
Do you remember the bit
I think she'd wanna
Julia
travel
Roberts
around the
plays a
world and all that,
movie
and I'm not
star,
into that, to be
rather like
honest.
She's
So-
the most famous.
Probably keep it
movie,
quiet.
yeah, I know
and she's in
that.
a restaurant having dinner with Hugh Grant, and she
Once you've been around the world,
overhears
where
some
do you go
people in the
next year?
restaurant slagging her off
Each to their own, though, isn't it?
and saying you know,
yeah.
she's a slapper,
What do you want?
probably all actors are, all actresses are.
Well, for Christmas.
And she's
Not
sort of
that fussed,
stewing on it,
really.
and Hugh Grant wants to say something, and she says,
And
"No, I
it's
won't."
just as well not that fussed, because do you
And then
know I
as
do
she's
some
walking out,
work
she
at,
goes and says something
at
to them,
XFM.
and of course their faces drop.
Do you know what
They
they're
can't
giving me
believe
for
it.
Christmas
I was
present?
in an Indian restaurant the other night, and they were
Might as well
slagging
be
you off,
nothing.
Rick.
2 CDs.
Well, they were what they were saying is they
That's
were
it.
going, Ricky Gervais. The thing about Ricky Gervais is
It's well
he's
fed
just
up.
like the character he
I'm
plays.
sure you will.
It's just like David Brent in real life.
They give you a list of
And
about
I was
30
listening
albums,
in,
and you
I
get
was
to pick
thinking,
2
well, I want to say
off the list.
something. I
So
want
I've
to go
gone
over
through,
and have a word and say,
Kings
you
of
know,
Leon album.
you're partially right,
And
but
Best of Bob
I
Marley.
couldn't.
Mr.
I
Marley
didn't know
has
what to
been
do.
dead these 7 years.
I didn't know what to say.
Jackie died
I
7 years
couldn't-
ago this very day.
What could I do? I couldn't really go over there and get into a
I
rumble.
want to say, what do you mean that I'm
Yeah.
like him?
Do you know,
I use his face and his
do you know what
vocal
sort of downloads
cords,
Bob Marley likes?
but I mean, I
not my
can't
business.
help that.
It's not a
But it's
proper
that
question,
thing as
it's an
well
old
of
Peter
I
Kay
don't
joke.
know where they've got this information
He likes
from.
the ones with
No,
Johnny.
Because you're not,
It's
so they're
received.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've received it from somewhere, or they've read it or something. It's just, but I don't know. I mean, I can't really be annoyed that they're just wrong.
But it was very weird.
It's like being annoyed at a vicar believing in God. I can't get
Karl
annoyed with
Scrooge
him.
there.
I just don't believe.
But because obviously they didn't recognise
The only
him,
man more
it's rather
mean
like, you know, when they
and
talk about that
friendly
idea
than
that
everything's
if you would go to your funeral, what would people
yeah.
be saying about you?
Well,
It's the
people have been listening
closest
from
you
the
can
start,
get to
right?
that. Where you
what
can hear
albums am I
what
getting?
people are saying about your
that good?
friends.
Good, yeah.
But
What
why don't
albums
you,
am I getting from,
to
for
get
working for
around
this
so that
place?
you go,
6
he
years.
is, yeah. What do you think of the other fella? Sometimes with him.
Yeah,
That George fella, he's good, isn't he? I know. Yeah.
Another
It's a
big
shame
moment
actually
here.
because,
We've had
um,
Rockbusters.
On the occasions
We'll
I do
have,
get recognised
Carl's film
from
quiz thing, isn't
minor
it?
appearances,
Film quiz thing.
I never get any cool.
I've done Planet of the Apes, right?
right? Because
I
one of the things we did in Lanzarote went on this tour with three northern
put them
blokes.
off. You've got to take what you can.
They didn't really know what we were talking about.
Joking.
No, I know, but this girl came out the other day and she said,
Northerners
hey,
not knowing what
you
they're
that
talking
guy who's
about. You're
involved
having a
with the
laugh.
office.
They'd obviously sort of not had much luck here, right? And thought, let's go over to Lanzarote, buy some vans,
I was devastated.
get
I
people
thought,
in it, we'll do a tour of the island. And whenever someone asks the question, like, what year did the volcano happen? They go, oh, so it's the visitor centres, you can read about it there. So they never actually answered anything, right? So they were useless. But one of the things that they told us was that Planet of the Apes was filmed in Lanzarote.
And he went, it is. Although they've had quite a lot of returns.
Does it? Does that make sense?
Well,
I mean,
they wanted to show sort of barren, sort of post-apocalyptic sort of subject where you were, aren't they?
Obviously.
Yeah, but when we were there, like, he took us to this sort of beach, and I said, is this where they did it? And he was like, yeah.
They gave him the money back, but certainly that's what he dealt with. That's what he did.
That is what you know that if you watch yourself from 1968
and you people think you're not on the feature, you're not going to see you in the back.
It's a new one. New front of the Apes. Yeah, that's what he said, yeah. Right, so I thought I'd sort of...
Now that sounds a little bit more...
But we still get the money for it, do we?
We still get the money.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
is this the current Planet of the Apes or the old one you've done?
Again, I was in a record shop. There was a stack of
there'll be a question at the end of it, so
went by, and I sort of heard
Is this entertaining to anyone, this? I mean, just take the last 4 minutes of conversation.
But seriously, Rick, who cares?
I think it's shit.
Do you?
I agree.
DVD selling well.
Exactly. Of course, again, I was like, what can I do? I couldn't say anything. I couldn't pipe up and go.
Question at the end of it, listen and win some stuff.
Yeah, I like the fact that you're all doing these loud vocals. Yeah.
What is this place?
What's the chance of that? That's brilliant. Maybe everyone's always slagging it off.
We've been dropped off at the volcano,
but also because I keep standing.
Apparently there's 36 volcanoes here to be seen.
I hope you don't mind my saying this is a waste of time.
Oh dear.
Wearing a t-shirt with a picture of you and
I
me.
need 36
that'd do
volcanoes.
it. What we got to play, Carl?
Fill the rest in.
Well, actually, I must dedicate this to someone who's emailed in. I mentioned earlier that I was going to play some of the Roots.
Why is the bus drop stuff here?
Was very excited about that.
What's so special about this place?
This is not from the current Roots album, sadly, which I'm not fully absorbed yet, and therefore don't feel like I can make a decision on which track to play, but maybe that'll come.
That's sort of effort and thought we put into our picking music.
Exactly.
I had these cassettes in the bag.
It's been studied for years and years.
Anyway, this is from the album Things Fall
What
Apart.
about the coffee shop there? Is that old, is it? Well, nothing. They have to rip us off. I raised about £4 for a coffee there. Always ripping people off. That's what annoys me with these trips. You get us in the middle of nowhere, we die in a thirst.
Well, it's coming up to 1:30.
The reason I've come here,
and so
I believe this is where they did
Rockbusters.
Planet of the Apes, isn't it?
It's the structured show. It's a new leaf. This show in the new year, it's going to be structured. Set pieces.
Can't exist.
Hitting our marks. Do you know what I mean? There'll be time checks.
Sorts of stuff. I read about a monkey the other day who worked on the railway.
Hold out.
There's another one about a chimp that did a bank job.
Careful on that.
And went off to Spain to sort of
do the prizes
for traffic. If it's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, well, again, an arbitrary selection of...
what are those politicians doing?
It's come from that little coffee shop. It's been serving coffee.
Was that XFM News?
Now that is worth paying £4 for.
No, you're teasing him.
I'm not teasing it. It's working, isn't it?
So we've got, for those that are a fan of the movie Donnie Darko, which a lot of people read about this year, a sort of weird teenage movie, then there's a sort of sweatshirt there.
Like coffee,
It's actually quite nice.
It's not bad at all. It's
coffee
medium,
primate.
so if you're a bit of a bloke, don't bother to apply unless you've got a friend already.
You're going to have a coffee, aren't you? What else are you going to do? Look at another 35 volcanoes.
I'm
staying here, I'm having a monkey coffee. It's brilliant.
Certificate 18.
Jesus, it's the talking monkey.
Please don't phone up don't email in unless you're above the age of 18.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're off duty? Have you been on us later?
I think the best of his TV show.
It's a big stiff video, that, isn't it? It's a big stiff chocolate video.
You've been on your hands all day.
I meant,
forget the coffee. You can get
there's
some
also a fairly
after you've got some coach lazy
British wartime thriller, Enigma. which a lot of people, it was powerful for a while, but it's actually interminable. I've seen
so,
it.
What's the question?
You've been listening to the whole show.
The first series here of the Kumars number 42
Island
on
of Lanzarote.
DVD.
Okay. I might be wrong.
So
what I've been saying, but it's roughly around
We've got two CDs by the look of it. We've got
Ricky.Gervais at XFM.co.uk. You're more likely to win the prize if you leave your address on the email.
And Johnny Cash's
otherwise we can't really bother to phone people or email them back.
Good point.
American
your address on there and you could win
some good cover versions there.
In a jiffy bag.
Sound, we're really pushing this.
It's Ricky Gervais doing motion Karl Pilkington hosting the final
Johnny Cash here does covers of things including
which
Personal
means
Jesus.
the last film quiz. Karl puts himself
we've got Bridge Over
in a
Troubled
film.
Water, his version of
on
that.
next week, by the way. And then
It's not bad, that's probably the best treat in that bunch.
Excellent.
Right, I'm assuming
Matt
there's
Lucas said he'd do a show.
questions there.
Give him a call and maybe even Dave.
Here we go. If you're a new listener, the way it works, I'll give you a cryptic clue and some initials, and it sort of makes up a band.
This is when we get like a film. And
Makes
I'm
more
in
sense when you hear it, I reckon.
So I'm doing Tuts.
So people do get it.
Gay fellas and that
Just worry
today.
about the
So we're doing
the state of our listeners.
When I Met Barry.
Right, so there's three of them. You email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
There'll be a question that you can win some more stuff. We've got DVDs
only.
We'll have CDs and DVDs. So when I Met Barry.
Okay, here we go then. Number one.
Got 18 hours to kill before you hit New York.
There's normally two easy ones and a difficult one. So here we go.
Brought a few books just to kill a bit of time on the journey.
Don't argue with him. He ain't going to change his mind.
When I buy a new book, I always read the last page first. That way, in case I die before I finish, I know how it ends.
AA.
I read a book like that once.
So that's the first one.
Not on purpose though, it's just that all the chapters have been put in the wrong order, so it's a bit annoying. Got to chapter 1 before I realised.
I'm just thinking
I bought another
about
copy of it and read it in
what the answer
Lanzarote,
is. So
so
don't write the answer then.
good read.
Don't worry, they get
Listen,
it.
we're only staying in
don't
New York
worry.
for a couple of days, aren't we?
Well, you
The
can't
place does me head in a
remember. You
bit.
came up with it. There's only three.
No, I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's not weird. It's
It's a really
incompetent.
dirty
Right, the
city.
second one anyway.
It's noisy.
Get this.
It's funny, the people who live there call it the city that never sleeps, and I'm surprised with all the noise.
This is a shambles, isn't
Hang on a minute.
it? Go on.
He always
Listen,
gets
I know
what he
you're getting that,
wants
right?
and doesn't worry about anyone
What
else.
is the attraction
He.
with New York for you?
You don't know.
You don't know
Because
that
it is
is.
like the gay capital, isn't it? They
I'm
all
sure
love it.
it'll come to me
Even
once
that
to see it on
Rod
email.
Stewart song.
What do you mean?
Killing a Georgie, that was
Get
set
it,
in New
you'll
York.
agree with
wasn't it?
them.
Yes,
I'll
it
know
was.
if it's the one
Yeah, well,
down
that song was
the
about
answer.
This is
gay
brilliant.
fellow, wasn't it?
Imagine Jeremy
Moved to
Paxman
New York
doing that.
and ended up getting beaten up. Not a great
Is that
answer
right?
to the place.
Go on.
You keep
so,
going there.
That's that one.
Give us that one again.
Actually, I know why
he
you like
always
it,
gets
it's because
what
it's a
he
city that never
wants
sleeps, isn't
and
it?
doesn't worry
You look
about
like going
anyone
out late,
else.
sort of run your life at a different timetable to
You're
everyone else.
confused.
Are you finished now?
I don't understand how you can be
I'm not being
confused.
funny, I'm just saying. I don't think you should live your life like that.
Why not?
Don't start getting angry.
Oh, I think I'm entitled to throw a little anger. Especially when I'm being told how to live my life.
Yeah, you're right, it is
I'll
your
have to put
life.
that woman
And that's
in
what I'm
the
saying,
oven.
don't be dragging me into it.
What?
And
Well,
that's
you know I'm not gay, so why did you buy me a butt plug for my
Quickly
birthday?
give us
I'm not going to
Right,
use it.
so
What do you
the
want me to
first
do
one,
about
don't
it?
argue with him.
I take it back,
He ain't
okay?
going to
I
change
take
his
it back.
mind. That's AA. He always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else.
Want to spend a night in a motel?
P.
No.
Why not?
And
Because you're gay and I'm straight,
I'll
that's
have to
why.
put that
Why
woman
aren't
in
you
the
seeing
oven.
anyone?
Well,
AB.
I haven't seen Suzanne again.
All right.
We only split up for a few weeks and she had that funny haircut that made her look like David Last Slade. It's grown again now.
Classic track now
But
by
forget that. Anyway, don't want to share a bed with you again, not after last time.
Oh, jeez, what are we supposed to do?
This is no, mate. Pull over, forget it.
Carl is still confused. He's waiting. He's biting his fingers, waiting for the email to tell him
I mean bed and breakfast.
the answer to the clue he made up but can't get. I love that as an experiment. As a side, I mean, that would confuse psychologists. That you come up with something that you can't get.
What song was I
It's
talking about?
brilliant.
You came up with the question. You don't know
What
the
song?
answer.
Yeah, we got song. Yeah.
And you
this will do.
expect them
Oh, the
to,
song
but
title,
you
right, yeah.
can't.
Yeah, okay.
And you
Email
made it up.
Gervais at xfm.co.uk.
Your
We can squeeze in a
face,
tune and then I hope.
I'm
on
on
it.
adverts.
Oh, what tune have we got? How long is it?
3 minutes. It's a nice one, though.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Banging, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What have we got now?
Right, so we look into animals that we get rid of. I've spoken to someone about snails. I've spoken to someone about jellyfish.
I like it.
I'm looking at cockroaches today.
She's an expert. She's just not just some random.
No, she works in a museum, a good museum. I said I'd give it a plug. It's the one near Knightsbridge. It's got dinosaurs and that in it. It's worth seeing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, talking of which, it's a long time since we've had any white van, Karl. For those that don't remember this particular hot feature, we basically ask Karl some of the questions that are asked of a white van driver in the sun. They always have this on Saturday.
Now, what I'll do, I'll tell you as much as I know, and then you can fill me in if I'm right or wrong.
On your tape,
and then at the end of it, we'll get to the bottom of whether we need them or not.
Cilla Black
all right, so
quitting
first of all,
Blind Date after
the first
her
thing
husband sent a
that I found
message
out
from
is
beyond
that,
the grave.
At the other 18 years.
I didn't know that. What's that?
She went to see a medium, and supposedly her husband passed on information through the medium, which was incredibly vague, but persuaded her to quit live on air.
with 6 legs, you can only have 6
So that is about time.
Somebody sort of got mistaken for seeing one that was a big double joint. For the tracks. We might have to come back to that one then. They can hold the breath for 40 minutes.
Talking about ghosts and that, do you know how I'm into them?
Because they don't breathe in the same way as us.
How weird do you think this
They breathe
is?
through little
Well, it's not true. Before you say it, play a
record.
record.
No, go on.
No, they're not
Right,
very
it's this
active in
woman.
it because
I don't even know if it's ghost really, it's just a bit weird.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Sure.
There's this
Because
woman,
insects
and she's
have a totally different
well, she's not a
system. They
woman,
don't
she's a
have
kid.
lungs in the way that we do, just breathing through one part of the body. They're actually
she's walking down
breathing
like
through
a street in her
every
area.
segment
It's a
of the
nice
body
day and
all the
everything. Everything's normal.
So even though they've got their mouth shut,
she's walking down,
be able to
and
slide.
a woman comes up cycling past. Right.
So you see, maybe that's
The
where
woman on the
someone's
bike
gone wrong. Someone's got hold
looks
of
at
one
the
and
kid
sort of
absolutely
takes
terrified.
his mouth up or something.
Got a really
Got
scary
bored after
face
40
on it.
minutes, so we'll call it
Just
that.
thinking, why is she doing that? So anyway, she thinks nothing of it. Goes, you know, I think she's playing in the park or whatever. Goes and has a nice day.
Something else I found out.
15
they can live for a
years
week without an head.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well, that's true. If they don't bleed to death in
I
process.
don't know, I think she was going to
Well,
work.
the weird thing is, when I told you that they had 18 leaves, you seemed a bit sort of like, don't talk ridiculous.
Down the road.
But then we're talking about an animal that can live without an head.
The kid. That's
so there's a little bit of truth in that one, yeah?
Yeah.
15, 20 years ago.
When it was invented,
on the
has it
bike
got that
looking at her as a
facility?
kid.
Right.
Say if someone said to humans,
not another
we could do that with humans, and you know, if you lose your head in some accident, it gives you a bit of time to sort of go back to your family and maybe write them a note. You won't have a chat, but write them a note saying, "Here's my own fault."
Firstly, where's this information
nice
come
knowing
from?
you.
But I mean, why do you ever consider? I mean, I don't know what part of that you think can be true.
They're one of the most primitive insects.
I don't.
Well, also, is it true that they do a lot of resting?
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
75% of the time.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, they just set about doing nothing.
It's not. It didn't happen. Nothing happened like that.
She said it did.
Well, I mean, maybe more than 25%.
She said she
that they
saw
are
herself.
working. They're really giving it some.
saw
it might
herself
help.
as a kid, didn't she?
Yeah.
Did she carry out and as an adult when she was a kid?
Did she stop and talk to herself? Or did she write on by? I think that's a bit weird. There's me as an 8-year-old. I won't stop, I'll be late for work.
Yeah. If I'm late again, the boss said he'd be in trouble.
Well, I've been using the internet.
I'm sure there are
where is this information? Was it did it happen to someone you know?
Some of those seem to have been a little
You overheard it on the bus.
So you don't agree with a lot of what I've told you there?
Oh, right. That's
So
good.
cockroaches,
To the bottom of that.
can we get rid of them?
Right, good.
So we're keeping them then?
Now, what do you make of David Blunkett accusing gangster rappers of making kids believe guns are cool? It's a hot topic there, Karl. I imagine you've got some strong opinions.
he's saying what?
He is saying basically
I think we should get her on more often because she sounds like she'd be a bit of an ally,
violence against people.
Because she knew immediately that you were talking nonsense. Okay. She even said, I think you should be more concerned about your sources, which I've been trying to tell you for a year. Right? The fact, I mean,
I'll tell you this, they
won't be able to argue where did you get that
really,
from?
In the Houses of Parliament. Where
they can hold their breath for 40 minutes. I don't know what you read and take on.
Violence has always been about, isn't it? Like cowboys and Indians, they didn't have PlayStations and Tupac then, and there was still violence.
Cheeky freaks? Controversial cheeky freak
in the Wild West.
Yeah.
Where Carl.
Do you know what I mean? So you can't really blame it on stuff.
A human being
always
with
happen.
some
That's,
sort of
that's the world, and it's made up of different types and that.
Imposed deformity.
Again, he's right.
So
and we talk about he's sort of
in a
right
way.
In a way, in his innocence.
No, but that's just it. It's never about.
I didn't hear what he said.
He just said there's always been violence. To make you think.
I'll tell you what isn't being clever.
Even dinosaurs. Look at them. They cause a lot.
And then he went too far and made himself sound like a fool.
You know the sort of things I find incredible. It's always happened. It always will.
Mirrors.
Don't try and change it.
Kettles.
Just chill out is what you're saying.
Do you know what we should do?
Oh, God.
We should all go on our bike, go and find ourselves with a little and go, be careful what you do in life.
Yeah. It's happened again.
Well, it happened the first time.
It was in the papers.
Still good.
On Monday.
Still good.
Tabloids.
So it's a twin where one
Gervais, Steve
has grown, the other one is still at a fetal level.
Please read Ricky Anderson.
He was saying to his mum.
Who was saying to his mum?
The little kid who was 7 years old.
Oh,
and he kept
what is it?
He's probably our biggest.
What do you mean?
And he was saying to his mum, I don't feel well.
He is emailed in as ever. Ricky, your show fascinates me. How do you maintain such levels of sensitive?
Eventually, I think he was in gym.
From Randy Anders.
In gym, what, Jim was pregnant with him?
He was at school, right?
So
just about to sit-ups, whatever they do. And
that's great. I get a buzz. I was disappointed last week where he didn't ask him why he's
what he didn't
or something like that.
7 years pregnant.
I don't believe he had something better to do.
The doctor.
Well, I can't believe that of anyone.
What you say before you say it.
Now the gazelle, I didn't get excited like that.
Chat. What are you doing this week, Karl?
Send it in. If someone's online at the moment, just having a look around, it'll be on. It'll be happening on Monday or Tuesday. Because I told you at the pub quiz, didn't I? See, I know the baby's had a baby. Just and you were like doing nothing. And
well, I just thought you were talking nonsense.
Bought a place.
You're 7 years pregnant.
Kitchens.
You're a fool. Play a record.
Well, we've still got some of them stuff coming on.
Monkey News.
Blockbusters answers. I'll get that out of the way soon.
Have we got a cheeky freak of the week?
Ordered a sofa.
Brilliant.
Nice sort of comfy sort of leatherish.
By Simon and Garfunkel on XFM 104.9. I'm Gervais and I understand I'm about to read my words, Steve.
Well, once again, there's always someone, and it looks like it's Mike Lamb who has come to
squeaky and
doctors have removed a 4-pound baby boy from the stomach of his 7-year-old twin brother. Alan Jones, the was born with a freak fetus growing inside him. For 7 years, it lived like a parasite until a school doctor became alarmed about Alan Jones' bulging tummy and took him to hospital. Surgeons who gave him a scan operated immediately, unaware that the baby was attached to the boy's blood vessels and was still alive. They saved Alan Jam from certain death, but knew the 8-inch fetus was doomed.
So there we are. A drip going
boy pregnant with his own twin brother by Barbara Davis. That was in the Mirror.
I can't be bothered to chew.
So I've read all the facts alright. They took him to school. The parents didn't realise
vitamins, and then one going from the knob down to the toilet, and with all the remote controls.
That's the free freak of the week. That's a giveaway. That's like 13.5% extra.
There,
you know what I mean? You might get with hairspray or something. So that, I mean, if that's just the throwaway freak of the week, they're 2 freaks of the week.
My dad would never change his chair.
I can't wait to see what the actual freak of the week is that people are paying for. It's incredible, Carl.
I'll tell you what. Something else you can have for free.
Go on.
He had like his own
another
chair
sort of
in the
freaky thing. I was watching this program in the week.
And his bed, right?
What?
when they had separate towards the end. And his bed, right?
But it was just. I just saw this little fella.
And it was a big dick.
What do you mean, little fella?
It was doing
just like a spoon in the middle where it was concave.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Is this that he's found out that a Viking was a bit like him?
Vacuum it out.
Well, the little bits or something.
That's the weird thing. What do you think that's,
What, he's boneless? No, he's called Harry the Boneless.
I know what you're going to get there, don't you? That's what I mean. I always have a
why do you
name,
like
Elephant
that
Man,
bed?
you know.
It's curved.
Harry the Boneless.
Where is he? I can't fall out.
I'm meeting someone now. Wait a minute. What's his name? He's called Harry the Boneless. He's over there fucking around. Yeah, he's over there in the bucket having noodles.
That's what I mean. But do you reckon you could do that? Do you reckon you could?
I really would love it. I mean, a big beanbag would be good.
I was asking Suzanne when she was watching it, and she was like, ask me later.
Yeah,
brilliant.
But this is still the telly thing.
What do you say? You watching this programme about
yourself
history,
up a little bit to watch it. Do you watch it on the side?
You turned your girlfriend and said, do you reckon you could have your bones taken out?
I've always wondered about that.
I love that.
I mean,
that is why you are my favourite.
What do you mean you think you can have your bones taken out? Firstly, why would you have your bones taken out?
If you've only got a small flat or something, 5 fingers is just enough. Right? And what I mean is, all your organs,
the sex tip,
it still do the stuff.
Yeah, one less.
It wouldn't. You'd just be mush.
You know,
listen, I'll teach you something now.
Drying your pots and that, be really slippery and that.
Spam.
Right?
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, right?
I think that's what nature had in
support, protection, anchorage, movement.
Like,
that's what.
My mum and dad like moved to this little
you couldn't stand up.
House, right?
You wouldn't be protected because they protect his rib cage, skull.
They had loads of furniture,
anchorage, everything holds onto it. Every muscle is tethered to pull against something like a crane, a pulley system, so you wouldn't be able to move at all.
Right?
Do you know what I mean?
So
you'd be in a bucket.
And that was for like, you know, when friends come round.
No, you can't have your bones taken out, Karl.
The problem was he wanted to sort of put these wardrobes in the bedroom.
Sorry, but boneless Bob
went on either side of the bed.
Harry the Raptor.
Because
the room was so small.
No, he did.
No, he's not the name.
Yeah, exactly. No, he was just...
And he sawed the bed.
I've had an email from Graham, old Ken Rowe. He just says, I had a dream about Karl last night.
Mattress,
I had a dream about Karl last night. Can I sue? What, he just sliced. I have no idea what he looks like, apart from the boldness, and yet he turns up in the middle of a dream. I don't need this, it's harassment.
But how much is that, would you say?
But people are having dreams about you now, Karl.
Inches.
It's like you're one of the... Something that was created by the Brothers Grimm.
So
it all fall out the
so this
what
little Harry the Boneless, what was your point? Was that really your point? You wondered if you could live without bones?
I mean, it's not the comfiest bed. I saw the little fella on this programme. But the weird thing is, he was a small fella and he was talking about 8 inches or whatever. And I thought, it totally ruined it. That's interesting.
Well, of course it would.
Science stuff. No, but what do you think I mean? I don't mean it ruined it as in it looks an ass.
No, well, that's just another bonus cheeky freak of the week.
That's not even the freak of the week
either. Just the fact it's that little bit short.
So you had a pregnant Siamese twin.
For 2 people, this is hard work now.
This is like another fella talking about him. They're not even involved in Freak of the Week. This is getting mad. Play rest.
Why did he build
the wardrobes first? Do Monkey News? I think he did all that and then thought, it'll easily fit in there, and it didn't. So he had to we're not going to do a bit off the bed. Freak of the Week. It's just weird how only 8 inches.
Did he use an electric, one of those electric saws?
Yes,
we've OD'd on Freaks.
And there was just, presumably there was just kind of material and wood just flying everywhere.
What did he do with the legs? Did he have to move the legs in a bit?
He moved the legs. Looking at it, right, once it's got like the quilt on it and everything, you wouldn't know. I was like, yeah, that's alright, you've done a good job. When I went to bed at night, he's like, sleep well. Got up in the morning after having about 45 minutes sleep and said, he can't be homophobic because I've got a couple of gay mates and stuff.
Sure.
You really are your father's son, aren't you?
Right, so you're not freaking
it's not right. And he said, well, I thought, what have you done? It doesn't seem the same.
Okay. By that token, I should be able to sort of slag off, the mentally ill.
I said, well, I can't sleep now. I said that, and there was a big kerfuffle. Mum was saying, look, you have our bed then, and we'll sleep in that one. And my dad was like, sod that.
Yeah, it's ruined. I apologise for the Lady Diana stuff.
There was a big debate going on about where we should sleep, and I was saying, look, you know, I only can see you like every couple of, probably 1.6 minutes.
Is it retarded? But next time we go home, can I film now?
Oh, chimpanzee that!
Monkey News,
Channel 4 or something.
Well, you know, I mean, the Osbournes is not at the moment. The Pilkingtons.
It's special time of the
That
week.
would be extraordinary.
Where we get to talk about
Can we film
Freak
it?
of the Week.
Freak of the Week's coming up now.
That's brilliant.
Is there anyone
Freak of the
from
Week.
Channel 5 listening
We've
to
had
this
some
show?
interesting things we've been looking at.
The Pilkingtons.
This week, it's about the strangest couple
Do you want to
that ever got married.
play? Do you fancy playing something yours?
What? Have you got anything?
We've had two sets of chips. So it's
yeah, no, I'll tell you, I'd like to play this. Yeah, Bronte's
it's not
Fault.
down with and now McAndrew. It's not your parents, is
Bristol,
it?
my neck of the woods.
Always
Play the
working.
tune.
Always
We're going back
working.
again to about, I think it's
He's
about
on the ball.
19...
He's on the ball. He's on the ball.
Something like that, 1940.
Bronte's Sunshine made the desert.
I
Strangest
love the
couple of
ending.
fellas,
It's really great.
Yeah,
I
the
love
skin
that
of a lizard.
chorus bit. It's really good.
Yeah, the skin of a lizard, okay.
Rick, I know what you're thinking.
And the woman who we married,
Yeah,
the woman who we married, airiest woman ever.
The scientist excellent 4.9 with
And that was their act.
Karl Pilkington.
They used to tour the world, and they'd say, you know, it's like, you know, a couple we've met on the grapevine.
Let's have a quick reprise, if we could, of the Rockbusters clue.
What do you mean he had the skin of a lizard,
If you
first
just
of all?
tuned in, you've missed it this week. He had some sort of...
That's why we're
So he
giving
was
the
called
clues
Lizard
again.
Man, and you like that
Yeah,
because
no,
it
but
was
if
a
they
good
haven't-
description.
I thought that's good.
I'm hearing, hello,
Safe to been busy.
we've booked a time to do. Who are you meeting? I'm meeting Lizard Man. Oh, he's over there. You know who he is.
God.
I'm meeting the hairiest woman
Don't
in the
argue
world.
with him,
She's
because
over there.
he isn't going to change his mind.
So what did they do for their act?
Second one,
bear in mind that
he always
we had
gets
some
what
Siamese twins
he,
last week, and
he
their
always
act was
gets what
happy
he
above.
wants and doesn't worry about anyone else.
So I hope it's an improvement on that.
What did Lizard Man? He came out and ate some
And the
flies,
third
did he?
and final one, I don't really know. I I might have to put that woman in the oven.
Yeah, what do you,
A,
when you
B.
read this, and it goes
Are we
the most
telling them
interesting
or
fact
still-
ever. Lizard Man,
We've still got a chance to win
that's
the
enough. I can extrapolate
ordinary
from that.
prizes.
Straight away I start thinking, I'm thinking, right, I wonder if they got the wedding photo.
We've still got features to come though, Steve.
I know.
It's
He
incredible.
said that
We've
they had a
still
kid.
got
Oh, what would that be like?
ritual.
Half lizard,
Well,
half
that
lamb
happened last
ostrich,
time.
wouldn't it? It would sort of
People
like...
in India
That's what I
could
was
do a
thinking.
flat
What do you
head.
think it would come out like, the baby?
We've got
I didn't think what that
Doing
looked like. I just
Eden.
was thinking, parents' evening.
I've got that's
You know what I mean?
ridiculous.
You wouldn't want to come up to school.
What should we do next?
So
What should we do
Johnny,
next?
who starts off relatively normal, he's quite good
out of the way.
at
Get
getting
the
to
teacher
teacher,
out of the way.
Yeah, just
Let's explain it again.
his mum and dad come into the room and they'd be looking
I'm
round,
sort
wouldn't they?
of on a Well, it's bit of always a like that mission to thing find at out. school when You know, like, we've you got a find lot of out your animals mates' and mum and dad are insects really in the old. world and stuff.
Right,
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
When you go, Do we you need know, them gran all? and granddad brought you?
Yeah.
So we found out
is
we've
weird.
got to keep jellyfish.
It calls
We've
him
done
mum.
octopus.
What was that? I was
We've got to keep them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
no,
like
that's always strange.
snails.
I mean, if you had Godzilla and King Kong as your parents, and
they're always fighting.
They're always fighting, and you know, like you say, you're in a school play or something. You wouldn't tell him, would you? You wouldn't want him coming up with a video camera.
He didn't tell his parents he was in the...
Well, exactly.
You did Little Donkey, you didn't tell your dad, did you? He came along and videoed it. Was that...
Just
doing some research.
But you didn't... What was it was meant to be playing? You had a little drum,
I'm sort
didn't
of
you?
working my way
Yeah, I was
through
doing, I had a little
different
drum. I think it was meant to be
creatures
playing
and insects
Three
and
Kings.
stuff that's on the planet.
We started
Right.
doing Little Donkey and I thought I can add a touch to
And
this.
finding out if we need them or
Started playing
not.
along
It was like
with
the
it.
first
Right.
remix, wasn't it?
Do you know
Went
much
down
about
well.
snails?
But yeah, that's all I was thinking with the Freak of the Week
Well,
this week. That's what I'm saying about Freak of the Week. It's to get people thinking, right? Thinking how lucky they are. That, you know, they don't have to
Comb their face.
Would you say they're important?
What are you talking about? What do you mean? Freak of the Week is to let people know how
So if
lucky
we
they
had
are.
to sort of get rid of some animals
What
and
about the little
insects
freak
and
you're
that, so we're
talking
running
about?
out of room.
What are they thinking? They're going, oh, he's talking about me.
Because I'll tell you what I know about some snails. I don't know if this applies to sea snails as well. I mean, I called you today because a lot of other places that's what I'd like to do on a TV programme. That's what I want to do. I want to go and like meet these people and say, right, let's just go shopping. We'll film what your normal day's like.
The blue on stamps.
Nick into Sainsbury's or whatever.
I love it. Right. Apparently a lot of
close to it.
Letters and stuff aren't getting to where they're meant to be.
So what you're saying is you just want to get a message out there, which is that there's always someone worse off than you.
Letterboxes and email
there's proof of that in this room.
That obviously doesn't apply to the sea ones, but that's the problem they're causing.
When's your train?
All right. In a minute, I'm going to get going now.
Were you aware of that?
I'll see you later. Thanks, Carl.
But you're going to get onto the phone today.
Kirsty McCall.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Right. They love beer.
Kirsty McCall, New England. Karl Pilkington has left the building. He's rushed away.
I don't know if this is right, but I heard
he's on his way down to Cornwall.
For 13 years.
And we're left by ourselves in the room.
Right,
see, if we can do this...
If we can press all the buttons and not make any mistakes, strictly speaking, there's no need for Karl.
I don't mind if we make mistakes.
Well, no,
we never were in the old days. I think Karl is going to love Cornwall. Because I think, one, the mayor is probably an animal.
Yes.
And I imagine the townsfolk think like Karl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I imagine he'll stay there. He'll be made king.
Have you ever seen Return of the Jedi?
Would you be
the Ewoks, the little furry creatures, they see C-3PO, and because he can talk and he can speak that language, they actually elevate him.
You would be.
Oh, it's a godlike status.
What are you doing here?
Forget being like favouritism and all that.
You're going to stay till the end.
Right? There'll be other things knocking around.
What are you doing?
Sort of spend your time looking after. You'll still have a job.
He's on his
Don't
way.
be worrying about that.
If you're listening online in Cornwall, I mean, the catfish, that's looking out for
your sake.
But, on a clothesline with a bean tin at one end and a big bean tin in London.
Come on, there's loads of people saying, come on, you've got to move on through the animals and you're holding them up saying,
or somehow picking up the show. And Karl's on his way, look forward to meet the
because he's got a sort of like, the obligatory sort of red face that would go well down there now.
Just imagine.
I think he's been out in the sun, or he was.
Do you know what I mean? And they would come to you because you work in an aquarium,
he's rushing down to Cornwall now,
they'd be asking for your advice.
So,
if you're in the Paddington station area, you want to pop down and sort of wave him off, then do.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
That's not a dirty sexual act.
Wave him off.
Yeah, but snails. I mean, like I say, they drink beer and that.
Yeah, it was
what did they do apart from take some food for a whelk?
Well, don't look at me, I'm not from Cornwall.
Well, you're from that sort of area.
Well, not really, but no.
Do you know England?
Well, you must have started writing.
Yeah, they've been around a long time, but what have they done?
Sort of odd people. A lot of old people, but not just old, sort of messed up old.
They sleep for 13 years, so really, even though they've been around for ages.
Okay, in what way was it funny? Why did she have a funny neck? If you're writing an essay, you wouldn't say there was this woman with a funny neck. How would you describe it?
Not all of them, just the tired
sort of on her
ones.
head. Like, pointed down all the time.
Snails.
Don't do it, it's his radio.
No, but just for you, I don't like that.
Do we need them?
Yeah, okay, right.
Well, yeah,
brilliant.
I don't know. I was saying to Suzanne what happened, what do you think?
Because Suzanne knows everything. That's the good thing about her being with you. You just ask her what happened to her, and Suzanne goes, Karl, I don't know. I haven't been here before.
Suzanne, your girlfriend, or mummy, you call her.
Oh, sparks are flying.
I got a little bit of chocolate. Can you just lick the tissue and wipe it off?
Oh, she said a bit of because back in the olden days they carried stuff on.
The olden days?
It's getting really quite annoying.
No, she wants about 70.
What do you think he was doing?
But like the only cheeky freak of the week, right? I always turn it round and get like something good out of it. I said to
you don't get their permission to play this out, do you?
The thing is, right, I sort of told them what it was about, but we won't say who he is or where he works, because it doesn't matter. I just need to speak to someone who knows.
Our necklace was too
You were trying to get an answer out of him by suggesting that he would be
come on, Karl, we've got a lot to fit in now. We've insulted a lot of people. Only about 25 minutes to go. We've got monkey news, we've got rockbusters. We've got a cheeky figure of the week this week.
Oh, God. Brilliant. Well, me and Karl got a joint favourite lyric now. I love you like a fat kid loves cake.
That was great.
That's great, isn't it? I mean, I like it because it's funny, and humorous and cheeky. You like it because it means something, don't you? It actually, you think that's the absolute truth. If someone was to say that to you, that would be the most romantic thing they could say in it because it's 4.9.
I'm just thinking you know what it means. It's like the Elephant Man. The Elephant Man.
You mentioned earlier when we had our regular email from Dickie Anderson.
You've said it all, you don't have to say anymore.
I can't believe it. I'll tell you what made his day the other day. Jonathan Ross said The Elephant Man's one of the best films ever made.
Because we didn't get anything from him last week. We didn't get endorsed by celebrities. So anyway, he obviously listening.
Really?
It is very good for Rich because he's emailed in to explain.
There's a lot of stuff going on this week.
Sorry for not tuning in last week. Only I was in HMV returning the 14 copies of the Office I got for Christmas.
This one hasn't made it, so we'll judge it on that. Go on.
There's a woman, right? You know, I mean, in a way, I thought Elephant Man was a bit tight because, you know, they sort of took him on a freak show, did a bit of a road show with him and stuff. There's some woman.
We should get him on one day.
Like now.
Okay, Karl. That's ridiculous.
Makes a lot of money.
3 amazing scientific facts.
And like 7 toes stuff.
Is spurious.
And she was saying people pay quite a lot of money.
Girls can't throw because the part of their brain that allow men to throw properly, the girl is used up in emotion.
And all you do is
2.
You go around to
gravity isn't instantaneous,
and people just go.
It works at the speed of light.
Extra leg.
Right. Force of gravity.
It's quite a lot of money in that.
So she hasn't even got to go out on the road anymore.
3.
Like in the old days.
Statistically, you're more likely to be trampled by a donkey than die in a plane crash.
You go and see them if they're paying the money.
Sure.
But yeah, there's
what she could do is go in and buy a pair of shoes, and then nick one on the way out because they only put one out, don't they?
Well, the donkey thing.
So she could get, you know. 2, 3 for the price of 2.
Just one of the many perks of having 3
legs. Having 3 legs. The other one is.
What's the first one?
Girls can't throw properly because the part of the brain that allow men to throw is used up in emotion. Gravity isn't instantaneous. It works at the speed of light.
Coming up later.
So when you drop something,
Steve, you're thinking of taking over as producer, aren't you?
Well, I just think it's a shambles. I've asked for Cheeky Freak of the Week, and it appears that Carl's not ready. So it's not for me to say.
No, I can sort of remember it. It's just a trick one way to have
contempt.
You've just had about just a whole bunch of adverts and placebo.
We're having a shout now.
Right, do you want to sort yourself out in future?
One of those 3 is not true.
Someone that's what we were chatting about. Someone emailed in about they watched the £200 tumour thing, and when it was removed, it was carried away in a wheelbarrow. Carl said, what, even when she had it removed, she still carried it round in a wheelbarrow?
Correct.
And he went, I thought it sort of got to become attached to it.
Yeah.
Very well done indeed.
That's 2
I mean, you definitely are my favourite thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's great. Look at the way he's looking now.
I think they're all the same. The people, I mean, I've had more emails about people saying I watched the £200 tumour
and I showed me up
than anything else. When we asked for
we talk, nothing like concepts, we talk about political issues.
One person emailed in, they said, I tuned into the £200 tumour documentary. It looked disgusting, I couldn't watch for long. What were you expecting? But my concern is there's when you go on a plane, there's so many checks. I mean, it takes like 40 minutes to go through the checks.
These aren't really your listeners, Karl, now. I think do you know what I mean? You sort of, you find your niche, you attract your... I think me and Steve are pretty much just here.
I think the people that we had in the early days, they've long since abandoned. They jumped ship.
You're not working jobs. They're out now.
They've been released.
Is there 2 holes for the ears? Yes.
I don't think it's actually. I think they're picking us off.
The in-depth
I think they're so annoyed
usually it's pretty scientific. Exactly, yeah. Do the jingle. We got to move the colour new one.
Kids rides on the beach. I think they're just sort of annoyed. They're sort of just picking us off one by one.
Couple of bits.
If we had the same stringent check
for this week,
as we do on international flights, maybe there'd be a little stare.
Wise words.
4 eyes.
Wise, it's like insult. It's a guy wearing glasses.
Go on, Karl.
Got that right. 4 eyes, 2 noses, 2 mouths.
acid.
This bloke, did he also have two heads, two bodies?
Brilliant.
Sort of born,
the puns in mind, didn't I?
Separately.
Puns.
He wasn't stood next to a mirror.
Right, so, you asked to sort of be taught some science.
That's weird. They went to the doctors at that. Well, Mrs. Parks. He's got 4 eyes and 2 noses. Weird.
We'll just cover
any clues?
Cover one of them now.
Any clues?
So that's it.
That's all the information. Well, I'll tell you what, that should be the main one.
Like I say, what's the idea of this feature? What do we say all the time?
I don't know.
I always say, Simon Sharma has never started a programme like that.
Okay, what? Giving birth to him?
No,
about hairy
being, I think
it's a little being like it's not your traditional science stuff, but it's still interesting and it's a little bit.
What would that be?
Yeah, we talk about hairy kids. We have disproportionately, honestly. I think this show talks about hairy kids more than any other radio show.
Is there another one?
It's one.
I just both of you there during that silence to just think about what it would be like. I know I
had to.
Could she talk with a mouthful?
Hairy.
Yeah. Is that allowed? She's got 2 minutes.
Sort of airy, kind of light-headed.
Would that be alright?
Yeah.
She can talk with one mouth and eat with the other. Listen, the main one, right? You've thought about that. That's good. The main, which is week of the week. I haven't got all the details. Yeah. Smallest person ever.
One was
how big would you say that is?
Covered in hair.
Karl was now sort of like holding his hands up like a fisherman long ways. That's about 1 foot.
So he's
smallest,
but it's quite
smallest man in the world. I printed the thing off and I can't find it. There's a little picture of him.
And a boil.
Right. The other thing was...
But why have you asked me how did it say, or was it a picture of him?
This one, I didn't really read it. Of
course you didn't.
Jesus.
I just saw it and thought,
that's what you assumed it was natural size.
What? Is that big?
But what do you mean it was that big?
Little fella. Right.
But why are you doing that? What? It was a page with a little fella. How do you know that was natural size?
It was because he said it's world's smallest man. Right, everything.
And the funny thing is,
normal.
I've read the first line. I always read the first line. It said,
"Well done, well done."
The weird thing is, he got an head like a light bulb.
And it kicked off a bit, and he thought, "I'm sick of this."
The shape of it, apparently, I don't know if that's got anything to do with this shit.
So the kid ran off into the woods.
His name's Mr. Watts.
And the annoying thing is, what got me is, if you're that big,
went and ran in the woods. And he
don't have your
ended
picture
up
taken next to a fruit bowl.
some monkeys.
Why was he having his photo taken next to a fruit bowl?
Don't know. Whoever the photographer was, obviously having a bit of a laugh.
You know, there's no arguments going on.
Sure.
Because you would just stand in the middle of nowhere, you'd look normal, and that way he was stood there,
and the
leaning on an apple.
This is where the science bit comes in.
What is this? In what world do you inhabit?
This was on the internet.
It's not true.
It's
not true. It is true. It's required characteristics.
Some sort of sci-fi show they're advertising.
No, it was
Hang on.
You can't grow hair like that. You might get a little bit more down here, though. The erectile tissue might. It won't fall out as much.
Leaning on an apple. And that's what. So you just said he's the world's smallest man.
Smallest man. Said about his head being like a light bulb. I don't know what that meant.
If you're cold and
I just thought, right, that'll do. That's that sorted. She's really done. I think that was on like Monday.
Sounds
I found that. I thought that's done.
But he
printed it off.
with the monkeys.
I got to get it off the photocopier.
Because he was cold, his body reacted to it.
You know, it's just don't.
Can I just say that, Karl? Please, if I say let's have Cheeky Freak of the Week, and you haven't done your research, you haven't got the information, just tell us you can't do it. But don't lead us on.
Don't say things like on radio. Hold your hand up to me and go, how tall is that?
It's nothing.
That's radio. It's nothing. I think it was that big because he was leaning on an apple. Imagine Trevor McDonald coming on, going some news, some stuff.
So he was living with them.
How big do you think that is?
Yeah, he went into town or something one
coming
day
up after more
to get some food.
Play record.
And
I'm angry. I'm actually angry. If Monkey News is in any way similar, you've really pulled your finger out with that. Let's have Blockbusters answers next.
No, it was
Silent
covered in hair.
Star Sailor on XFM 104.9. It was the quiz of the week.
Yeah. But that was a weird thing. They thought it was a monkey in the shop.
What I will say is, even though these clues, I'm going to do songs of phrase, by the way, where Karl picks out a phrase that he might have said once, tries to find words from songs to put it together. You've got to get as many as you can, song or I can't remember. But even though you might have been that's mental, so I don't know any of them. You might win if you get 2 right. I mean, I think the winner last week got about 43 out.
Well, I have to be honest with you. I mean, last week, Rockbusters, surprisingly, was a very, very popular quiz.
But this was a
kid as well. He wasn't
this
even
one is
like an adult.
It's truly atrocious. It really doesn't even have a fan base. I mean, there's no one championing this one, Carl. Last week, seriously, I got a fan Carl. 7 or 8 points.
Oh, God, that's terrible. That was like when you told a kid that you couldn't afford a Christmas present this year. Look at his face.
Right. Yeah,
he's an idiot.
Carl, it's like Chris Evans' face when they said they were casting girls and boys.
Read about it.
You're an idiot. I do not with great TV game shows like that.
They'll agree with you.
Not anymore. No, they'll
his little glasses slid down his nose.
That's a little bit of science.
Yeah. All that money you owe me. No, you owe us. Oh, for
Libertines, Time for Heroes, and XFM 104.9.
Well, I just play it to you.
Right, okay.
So it's a phrase that might have once been uttered on this show.
It was said last week.
All right, okay, brilliant.
Kid went off with some monkeys, grew hair, came back, shaved him, it didn't grow back. I mean, just think. Right, something else.
A few things I found. There's a fella.
Right, I can't hear it.
I know what that is.
For
That's
69
ridiculous.
years.
Right? What it is it's something like, right? You're only 16, but you look 26, and the Chinese look older than they are or something, because he said that. The Chinese age round. That is mental, Carl. It's the most commonly ridiculous, racist piece of material ever to be uttered on radio.
I'll tell you what he said. I did, didn't I? Yeah.
I know you're just 16, but looking old.
Well, there's something here that you sort of know.
Is this going out live?
This is happening. Remember when you talked about
you're just 16 and looking on 21? That's because the Chinese look
if you
older.
get a red sponge and a blue sponge,
you liquidise them, pour them back into a tank after a few hours.
So, there you go, the well-known phrase. You're 16 looking all of 21, that's because the Chinese look older. Well-known phrase there, sweeping the nation.
I thought that was weird.
That'll be up there with was up.
Looked it up, did a bit of research.
Shut that door. If they do a poll, right.
You can do the same thing with a mouse's brain, just the artist.
Yeah.
I know you're just 16,
Explain a bit more.
If you get a dead mouse, put its brain into a blender, blend it up, leave it standing.
Alright, let me tell you what the prize is.
Making that up, aren't
We've got Ice into the new album from
confused as
Noah.
you watch Nigella Lawson.
Everyone's going crazy for Noah, right?
Pudding.
What do you mean? What stop talking about Noah?
It won't work
there
with
it is.
brain.
We got the new album from the Webb Brothers.
Which one's quite good?
The Polyphonic Spree album, the best dance album in the world ever, which is ideal perhaps if you're having a barbecue and you've got lots of 8-year-old children coming.
The Polyphonic Spree, I look at them and I think, well, you're a pretty good band. But if that album sounds like a million, you're going to make that 40 quid each.
I know, it's extraordinary.
I mean,
they're the sort of indie equivalent of the Sonic
it's made up the same stuff.
You're not going to make any money. The manager's getting 20%.
And
also on DVD, Red Dwarf Series 1. So it's absolutely barnstorming.
It doesn't kill the cells, it liquidises them, it doesn't kill the cells.
What artists are using this well-known racist phrase?
Anyway, it would have to be a live brain taken out from a
one more time.
live mouse for the cells to be getting oxygen and working and being sensitive to each other, and that I don't see how that could work like it does in sponges.
Ricky.Gervais@xfm.co.uk.
That's interesting. I'll tell Ricky and Steve about
Smiths on XFM 104.9.
If I've come up with it, someone else has done it and said it works.
Genital related. That would fit in with some racism.
Just a couple of emails just to update you on what's coming in here. Natasha has emailed us. She says that she's of Chinese origin, and at 27 she often hasn't got the statement of 24. So your notion that Chinese people are age-wise is obviously factually incorrect.
Well, we didn't need. Thank you for that, but I mean, honestly, trust we didn't need you to tell us that. We know Karl is talking absolute nonsense.
There's nothing behind it. Do you know what I mean by this? There's not like a way of intellect behind these facts.
Why don't you make that your science project? Let Karl know that I have a Chinese friend called Oi. Imagine the confusing and amusing situations we get into.
Bring that in next week. We'll do it
around in a moment. Do you
feel sort of let down a little bit sometimes with our reactions?
Lightning wit.
What are you expecting us to do? What are you expecting us to just like look at you?
But no, actually, we've had a surprising response to Songs of Phrase this week, despite the fact everyone has agreed that it's racist. They've never let us out again, so keep your answers.
We know where you found it out. You looked on the internet and a strange homemade website by a maniac.
Hold on, we got to do. Look, play a record. We got to do the results, and then we got to do monkey news.
So we quickly do the results. When you say we've got to do the results, there's not people hanging on for it.
That's where you got to do it.
Just knock it out there for.
Well, let's play a tune. Let's come out and do it.
I
doubt that anything you ever come up with.
Quick, the results. Then monkey news. I need some monkey news, but I need the results first. Right, play it again and give the answers. Here we go.
Songs of Phrase.
Name the artist.
I know you're just 16.
I'd like to know what the source of the information is. I'd like it to be, a research study by the University of Columbia, rather than, a guy who calls himself Mr. Pickle.
Right,
that was Roxette.
On a website somewhere.
Right, we had You and Cry started off. 16. That was Dean Martin. Because Jane
kind of Chinese Philip second outing he's had. That's why now we used him for Chinese. With those, I say, a Chinese kid. He's never got so many royalties being used in racist game shows.
It's not a documentary.
And finishing with George Michael.
Oh, yeah.
So,
brilliant. Who's the winner?
Well, the winner, actually, it looks to me like it's got all of them here. It's Stuart Birch. Well done, Stuart, and you get that bag of that.
Black Star Radio.
Just need to tag that as well. Yeah, if you just email the email address, Stuart, and you can have a look at it. If you're not interested, don't bother.
Be trolled the web himself. I mean, I don't know if people just immediately leap onto the web every time Karl says something in
if you've not heard the show before.
I thought we were doing this week.
No, we'll do it once, right? And then next week's the last one, so we'll do
he's reprinted here a new story.
That might be the last one ever, depending on whether Karl decides to come back in October or not.
What are you bothered with? 6 covered in ape-like hair. Doctors in Kazakhstan are baffled after finding a 6-year-old boy covered in ape-like hair. The boy, called Adre, was found in a remote mountain village close to the Chinese border. He's covered in thick hair from head to toe and has an oval shaped skull. Doctors suspect nuclear radiation or genetic disorder may be responsible. But this is an interesting bit.
What's that on your ear? It's not that you could have genetic defects. I've seen those people born with
pictures,
long noses, 5 feet, etc. I'm saying that he wasn't normal.
So you were trying to sneak in the back.
And then went and lived with monkeys and grew the hair.
Those fellas who sell roses.
But it says his mother and father are distant relatives.
Right, so
such marriages are common in the Kazakhstan mountain hamlets.
She's not allergic to them.
Now,
she's not allergic now,
the village elders
each.
were consulted as to what to do with him. Right?
Well, the point is that she really wants a rose is that you're willing to spend £3 on it.
Presumably that all year long are telling the village how to live.
Did you pay for those?
If I know you had it dressed up as a small child.
Yeah, exactly. Presumably solving any kind of moral conundrum.
Me and my son.
Or you made us sit on your shoulders and wear a long coat.
Anyway, listen, Songs of Phrase.
You paid for it to go in and then you went down a pint while she watched it.
That was what they suggested.
So let's explain what Songs of Phrase is.
To go to school.
Okay, if you think that Karl is bored with life, then you will be even more bored once you've heard this particular quiz. The gist of it is that Karl has taken a well-known phrase.
Well, I'll stop you there. Not a well-known phrase. Something that he said once
on this show.
Yeah, probably.
And he's somehow compiled together a number of different songs which have somehow built up that particular phrase or sentence.
If it's anything about Chinese people, Philip Bailey will be involved. That's all I can say.
Okay, let's hear it then, Karl.
You've hooked me. Come on. You can say it. It's okay. What are you worried that it might be insulting to someone? it's not nice, but...
Alright, I don't know what that is.
This is appalling. This is appalling.
Isn't that book again that you got me?
I do not know what that is. What is the phrase?
I just was saying last week about everyone's raving about Galileo.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not. No,
it sounds like a sort of B-side from the Buggles.
Everyone's raving about Beyonce and Robbie Williams. They're not. People go, what are you into? Galileo's good.
Yeah, forget it.
No!
Picture of him having a shave.
Placebo, song for Karl there.
Shaving with
Special
his,
Needs
with his
on XFM 104.9 on Ricky Gervais. We received mention.
We were doing Songs of Phrase.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh god. So what is this phrase? What is the phrase, Karl?
Last week we were talking about Galileo.
Right. A very tiny body on a skateboard shaving with its tongue.
Years ago. I can't remember now. When was he doing this thing?
End of the 16th century, I think.
for Christmas.
And he was messing about trying to find out about...
But if you were in, you would just grow a beard.
No, he did lots of stuff going on.
All I was saying is, back then, sure everyone was saying, stop messing with that.
Go through
Make it a
all
telly.
that hassle.
You know what I mean? There was other things that people would have been happier with, sure, back then.
So the phrase exactly is what? The well-known phrase is what?
Nearly it. Ricky Gervais,
Galileo,
Karl Pilkington.
So the answers to this week's questions.
The first one was don't argue with him, he ain't going to change his mind. The initials there were AA.
So it's Galileo. Stop
talking to me about
science. Make me television.
Make me television.
He always
so you email in
what he
with the
wants
bands and that.
and doesn't worry about anyone else.
That is rock bottom.
P.
I mean, the well-known phrase being Galileo, stop talking to me about science, make me television. That's a well-known phrase. Is one of the weirdest things I've ever... Forget cheers out of windows and things like that. That is the weirdest thing I've heard on radio as a competition.
Can we have that one next week? In an oven. That was AB. That was Anita Baker.
If you think the quiz,
yeah, I'll let you have all three today.
Brilliant.
Well done to Mark Ledger. I know that we're very much pushing new music on XFM. It's alternative music prize, so you'll be pleased that we're giving away now. That's what I call Music 55, featuring the likes of Busted and Daniel Bedingfield.
Brilliant.
You really know how to cater to our audience, don't you? The best dance album in the world, that includes DJ Sammy, Scooter, and Liberty X. Looking forward to that. This is not so bad. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, a live DVD of a performance.
Is trying to distract attention from the fact that he is a monkey raised among humans and horses and has failed to develop hair.
That basically sums up the prizes.
Just imagining.
So I won't tell you the rest. They're all monotonous. But anyway, I think those crisps, Rick, have gone down the wrong way.
You know what I mean?
Although I was eating good, actually. I'm fine. So anyway, yeah, that's some of the prizes, and you can win some tat. If you can identify these items.
The well-known phrase, Galileo, stop talking about science, make me television.
Just put it in the radio section of it. This is what Karl looks like.
Or another email, someone said, when the monkey boy went to the shops, he's naked, where did he keep his money? Appalling.
But easy this week, I think.
What's the point? Didn't happen then.
Play a record, Karl. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Ricky.Gervais at xfm.co.uk is the picture. Answers rushing in, we should point out, before the quiz. Most of them agreeing that it's pointless.
What do you mean?
Some people recorded it. It's Songs of Phrase, of course. Some people are referring to it now as Songs of Arse.
Quickly! We have got time, just do it!
But you'll be pleased to know that it's ending this week, and next week we've got the return of the even more pitiful Rockbusters.
For the last one.
That's back for the last one. We perhaps also need your petitions to Karl. If you want us to stay on the air, then you need to petition Karl, giving good reasons why he should stay, why this show isn't boring, or rather why he shouldn't be bored by it. I mean, you're bound to be bored as listeners, but obviously he's running out of steam now.
What are you fed up with? You're just fed up with in general. I mean, you want your Saturdays back, do you?
A bit of a life back, that's all.
East Island.
But you don't do anything with your life. Why don't you do this instead of like your day job?
Can't. It's more important than my day job, isn't it? That's what owns the company.
They don't hold the elections, do they?
They have these. Well, they have these birds that lay like expensive eggs on
Why don't you do a regular show then? Sack someone who's, quite frankly, not going away.
I did that years ago. Told you, I've done a lot of stuff. Boxing, done.
East Island.
No, you turned up. The place was shut.
bit like
dancing. When did you do dancing?
That's when he went and said I want to do dancing, and he went along to the place and it was shut, and that was it. He said he didn't do anymore. That's not doing it, is it? Boxing, he had a fight with one lad, then the lad beat him up and he didn't go again.
Finish it now.
Dear, it's pathetic. Well, anyway, so this is basically our penultimate show. Next week's the final, and we'll look forward to that enormously. But that may be it forever then, and this all for one, one for one, all for one. The Three Musketeers, gone forever. Karl, I for one, pressing the buttons.
I have to get some of these taped because I like
great moments from the last 3 weeks.
And some great records.
Don't be afraid to nick as many CDs as you see fit on that last show. We're not actually here today. No, what are you up to? Just take whatever you want.
Is that 4 non-blondes is still there, isn't it?
8 hours earlier, so
and I got the because I don't think there's any Smiths in the library, but there's quite a lot of Gina G.
Really? Like 6 o'clock in the morning.
What?
I'm still in bed, mate. I'm asleep in my hotel room.
Now, where are you?
We're in LA.
Play around. Making is on the way.
This is radio. You've got to keep talking or playing music.
So that's what we do. We're doing stuff like that. That's why we're not here. We're not here next week either. So next week is the best of this week.
I was going to say...
Alright, the winner. So,
I don't think anyone cares.
Oh, come on, someone got all of them, didn't they?
Okay, play it again then. This was Songs of Phrase. We did
the well-known phrase is Galileo, stop talking about science, make me television.
This is a fascinating French bread anecdote.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, come on then. How did the get come about? If this is going to be... Someone
the most
cooked a loaf
convoluted,
I can still make a sandwich out of it.
Quiz on any radio station ever.
Go on then.
I mean, I'm including Moyles, Chris Evans.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Napoleon.
Simon Bates. That's worse than anything they ever did.
That with
apparently Channel 5 before the right.
1812.
Yeah. All these soldiers.
What were the answers, Karl?
We had Queen in there, Altered Images, Thomas Dolby, take some clothes in the bag with Beatles, Aretha Franklin, and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Well, extraordinarily, Tracy and John Burton from Colchester and Essex got all of those right. Why they would want the prizes, I have no idea, but good luck to them. They can enjoy those at some point. God bless.
Blair, out of time. They're joking, there's 2 hours to go. On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais with Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. A new leaf. I can see a bit of a blow at the is there a baguette-shaped gap left in their hold? We're taking a back.
Speak for yourself.
And we've got guests. Jonathan lost one and he has guests, so we're going to have guests in. One of which is sort of a tie-in. He's going to explain himself. It's Dr. Fox, Dr. Neil Fox. Popped in for a chat. It's a pre-record. We've got that. Although live in the second hour, we're going to have a chat to the girls from Tattoo. Upstairs at the moment in Capital, and they're going to pop down and have a little chat with us. So we're really trying to, make this more of an interactive show. We don't know yet whether we're going to give up or not. It depends how this show goes. Look forward to that. But we've got some great. We went down to the big library, so we don't have to rely on 4 non-blondes and the 2 jam tracks that are up here. We went down to the big library, and we've got some great tracks, Steve, haven't we? We've got some classics. Should we play one now?
Well, before that, I just remember that some of the criticism we received, I think, was that we're perhaps not taking into consideration the listeners. A lot of shows, a lot of radio shows, they cater very much to the community, to the area which they're broadcasting. They interact with the listenership. I agree with me, really. I'd just like to justify why we don't tend to correspond or interact with the listeners. Here's a typical email from Vicky, age 25. She asks, do you ski? Rick, that's her question. Do you ski, yes or no? No, you don't. No, you don't. Right, there you are. Thanks, Vic. Brilliant. Keep those coming in.
And it was see, now he's turned him against us, Karl. What do you think, Karl? What do you think of Steve's attitude there? You might be right. You might be right.
More insight like that coming later.
Pasties so they could drop it down the mines, isn't it? They wrapped
Black
it up.
Great, Curtis Heroes and XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Okay? Proper radio. As you know, we're a bit gutted that we won nothing at the Sony Awards. We found out that on the panel was Dr. Fox, probably one of the greatest DJs in the world.
One of the great living broadcasters.
I certainly think he's up there with Tarrant, John O'Corman. And so... We
We asked him to. He's also on the Popeye channel, so he can make and break people. So we asked him basically to explain himself. Why did we win nothing? Why were we so bad? This is what he had to say.
The award, guys, was called the Entertainment Award. Now, in itself, I think that should probably tell you something about what should be on the tape. There should be some entertainment. And it just wasn't very entertaining, actually. I don't mean that sounds quite horrible sitting here in front of you now, but it just wasn't very entertaining.
Fundamentally, what elements did you not find entertaining?
The fact that it didn't seem entertaining at all. Part of it. I mean, it's a bit of like how long's a piece of string, isn't it? What is entertaining?
I've talked about string on the show before, though.
There were loads of people I'd never heard of in my life, and some of those were actually more entertaining than you. The people that got silver, I think they were called Joe and Twiggy.
I was on the train.
They worked for a station in the Midlands. I think Trent FM. They were actually pretty funny. Funnier than us.
Yeah,
they were actually. Yeah, they're funny, and they seem to sort of understand their local. They seem to understand their market a bit more. And then I got onto yours. I think, Craig Wrigley's face. Yeah, he's really funny in that program, isn't he? I must watch that. I'm going to absolutely die laughing here. And God, it was painful.
Sits down next to her. How would you have improved it? Just listening to the conversation, because I'm pretending to read.
A bit of humour, essential things for an entertainment show. A bit of prep, so get in there and actually think about what it's going to do.
I realised that it's not a worth anything. It's just some guy she's met on the platform.
Thank you, Dr. Fox,
I'm
for your honesty.
She's the kind of girl who's just going to start talking to someone, on a platform, on a train. Brilliant, I'm going to be
still do prescriptions?
Because he was only going one stop. So I'm thinking, what's the worst that can happen?
He was honest, he was blunt. He was blunt.
I'd like a second opinion. He's like to join the. Is there a Dr. Fox? And now he just calls himself Neil Fox. I think he's been struck off.
No, he's Neil Fox MD.
Sorry, he's just. I wondered if there was some malpractice. It seems like they're both
because Froggy will not take that lightly.
Froggy, what do you mean Froggy?
He's Dr. Frog now. He's
jokes. I'm thinking, right, tell you this. But are we going to keep this kind of because it was about there was no preparation. We were funny, fair enough. There was just really no content. We didn't care about the show.
He
was coming out with nothing. He was running on empty, as far as I'm concerned. And she was loving it.
Well, I think what we can do is we can take it all on board and immediately forget it and carry on because it's easier. What about that?
I think she was going to study kind of
play some bloody great tunes
or something like that. Or communism, something.
You got the style on XFM 104.9 on Ricky Gervais with Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
And he was fumbling for some his vague
the funny thing was, the day of the
I'm just sat there thinking,
that's the body
come on, love, in any given capitalist environment, the proletariat will revolt against their oppression. The bourgeoisie, after a brief period of socialist rule, emerges a class
except one show, Steve, that went up 34%. But what shows in that one?
It was this little mother
get a woman
sweaty down below.
Really? Yeah, 32%. We went up 34%.
I'm just going to go for the killer.
Maybe Dr. Fox should be listening to those.
So anyway,
we get a pay rise. We get a 34% pay rise, Karl.
Up to £8 a month. And he gets off and off he goes.
2 years, there's been nothing there. You've still been getting the same money.
I'll wait till the train's full. I'm not going to leave him straight away.
You're not paid per listener,
back on the carriage. And I'm thinking, hang on.
You know what I mean?
He goes, listen, do you mind if I give you my email address?
They've given us £5.
And if you want to get in touch,
I went along to, I came into one of the presenters meetings. I never before. A presenters meeting. I didn't know they existed. And I just came into annoy Karl. It was about 5 to 6. So I was going to get him as he knocked off.
And the presenters meeting is what? That's where they dish out which amusing news stories they're going to read out, is it?
Yeah, I don't know what order they're going to play. So anyway, Coldplay, the Vines.
The train pulls away. I'm thinking, I'll wait.
I went upstairs, all people there, and quite interesting, wasn't it?
It's her friend on the phone.
Karl.
Yeah.
And
why the figures went down a little bit?
And I was listening, and she was going, just met a guy on the train. I'm thinking, at one point, she goes,
I said to Karl, just how many listeners died in this war?
I thought you were,
because I thought he was saying that they were at the front. Or XFM listeners went, well, I'm going. I'm going for that.
Well, the reason I listened to
tape it for me.
She said to her friend,
I just told you he was listening to us.
Cowards. Well, Yellow Belly, you should be so lucky. Women. Because I saw he had awful facial hair, if that's what makes him look like Boris Becker. Terrible little goatee beard. It was laughable.
Oh dear. I didn't. It was quite a meeting. I talked to
so what exactly? Is there anything I missed out on?
It went down a little bit, except our show, which went up 34%.
Up 34%. It's not
yeah.
you need someone, you know, generally in life.
You went out afterwards, didn't you?
Kind of thoughtful, intelligent, and funny. I thought to myself, I'm not even going to waste my time with you.
A few of them,
frankly, if that's what you thought of him.
Onto Stringfellas.
You just walked away.
And I'll be honest with you, I didn't even bother talking to her.
No.
Zoe and a few of the office people and that.
She thinks that bloke is not only great looking,
to watch lap dancing,
and intelligent, and she got on well, and he was polite, and it was a chance meeting.
It's mad, isn't it?
And he thought, she thought that you were like a freaky looking dog who didn't even have the nerve to speak.
Why was that? I don't know. I was talking to people about it the day after, and said, "Oh, you missed out." I said, "Well, did it?" So how does it work? They said, "Well, you know, you pay."
Never quite understood lap dancing. Never quite understood it. It's basically
I love the fact
someone dancing naked, rubbing their
pole position
in your face.
In positions 1 and 2.
That's basically
his
the gist of it, is it?
Films of all time.
But you can't.
It's the Elephant Man.
The rules is you can't talk.
Do they do a home service?
I just think it's nearly. I've got to be careful what I say here, but it's sort of. You know, I'm not dissing Stringfellas or anything, but is that not sort of like one step down from prostitution?
That's such an antiquated. What, 19th century?
No, but I mean, what it's like.
Brian Glover.
I don't quite understand it.
Anyway.
Have you?
I don't get it. I don't get it. Because the thing is, I said, how does it work? They said, you pay 20 quid, you get some clean money, sort of like little vouchers. That you stick in the knickers or whatever.
Oh, God.
Clean money?
Alright. Yeah.
Disinfected money, okay.
Well, just like vouchers.
You've got this shame on that. Because I got a lot of that.
I owe you.
Some of it.
Yeah, 20 quid it is.
Right.
And I just don't get it, because, I mean, I'm not tight with money or anything, but you pay your 20 quid, they dance in front of you, but you're not allowed to touch, which to me is like going to a restaurant, ordering a nice big warm dinner. How they put it in front of you, and it's like, well, you can't eat it. And you're saying, but it's going cold.
An incident happened to you.
I love the idea of some bloke sitting in Stringfellas, businessman, right? Pays £20. There's an arse waving in his face, and he's going, "Can I not just?" They go, "Don't." So he goes, "It's going cold. Look at it. It's going cold." It's going cold. That is. I mean,
radio show.
See, Karl in the week was saying that he doesn't like sayings and phrases and metaphor and analogy, and I was going,
2 hours,
you know, and he thinks it's sort of like, you know, one step away from poetry.
Gervais,
but he comes out with the most evocative phrases. That is a straightforward
music and
analogy.
You know, tell
lap dancing is like being given a meal that you can't eat. See, that's great. That's how you saw it, and that's so much better than saying it's mad, you can't touch, or it's a waste, or you see what I mean? We were trying to inflame his enthusiasm in the week, and I said about different phrases, and he goes, well, why not just say the actual words? I was going, well, it's more poetic, and I told him the Isaac Newton one. If I've seen Fred and any other man, it's because I've stood on the shoulders of giants. And I said, well, that's because, you know, he's saying, I'm getting lauded for being this great scientist, all these discoveries and being a genius, but I'm saying, you know, if it wasn't for those scholars before me that had come up with what they come up with, you know, I wouldn't have got this far. Karl went. What did you say?
I just said, well, I prefer him to give me a name check. Do you know what I mean, though? If he stood there and he's saying how good everything is, don't just class me, don't sort of put me in with a lot of other people. Give me a mention.
If you were one of the other scholars.
Then he'll just, you know,
I think there are probably people that died sort of years before him. I think he's saying more that he's thanking the body of work these scientists and these great men had handed down. You know, through either books, material, teachings.
He's not giving a big shout out to the collective science posse.
Yeah. You know, thank you. Actually, I copied Nigel's. He's not saying that. I was like, irrigant. I heard what Nigel said about it, about the third law.
It's when,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's when...
I mean, I look into science and stuff a lot more and see if they work. Well, one that happened a couple of weeks ago, right? You were talking about you can't have your cake and eat it.
Yeah. Well, I never understood that, because I thought, well, what's the point of having your cake and not eating it, rather like your lap dancing analogy? But it actually means you can't have eaten your cake and still have it there, obviously.
Exactly.
How many times a day?
Well, the time that I saw that saying work, right, I was in Asda with Suzanne, and you know those big binders you get with nice cakes in them for birthdays and that. You can get one with like David Beckham on the front of it. I don't have one with Thomas the Tank Engine if you want. Ricky Gervais. Yeah, you can have one of them. And I saw one of those comedy ones where it is like a big pair of breasts.
The effort.
And that is when, you can have your cake and eat tits.
That's the best thing you've ever done, Carl. That's the best of show on XFM 104.9. I want to talk with me, Stephen Madge. Yes. I hope you're enjoying the best of.
Senses working overtime. In the present climate, they should be happy with the work. On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, and Karl Pilkington.
I want one.
Karl, you're poised there. I know what you're dying for. I know what you're dying to do now. You're dying to play some adverts, aren't you?
You got to go and pray in that. You got to get up early.
This picture with the androgynous vocal talents of the helmet of Brian Moloko on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. Broadcaster.
Excellent.
Did you see, I don't know if Karl saw it, I know you watched it, Rick. It was extraordinary. It was a Sky One TV show the other night. It was something like reality TV.
Oh, yeah, I know it was called.
Yeah, and it was about basically the fortunes of various reality TV stars since they'd come out of the show. Christine Hamilton coming out of the jungle. And obviously, once again, always a pleasure to find out what Fats Waller is up to, Rick Waller. I mean, he's got his own band. He was playing in some club in Rochester. There was about 20 people
sort of gospel rock, that sort of soul gospel rock thing, like something you see in the Commitments or something. And when he went back to the audience, it was like it was in Butlins. It was just a big dance floor. There's just people that watching differently. And you went, the people that were here loved it. I mean, it's sad.
The size of the man, his leather jacket was extraordinary. I don't know how many animals had to die to make it. It was like, it was.
It looked like if he'd have fallen off, it'd have been like the Hindenburg.
Yeah,
because
it was like a Zeppelin.
The humanity.
I still think when I see wearing a coat like that, it looks like he stood on the shoulders of two other people, and it's just like a circus act. Because his head doesn't make sense.
It looks like one of those things that you steam yourself in. But yeah, is that a machine you're in? No, it's one of those old-fashioned iron lungs.
Yeah, and obviously
the magic moments.
But there was a great, because once again, I mean, I missed a lot of the first series of Iron Celebrity getting out there, but it showed once again, and the moment when Darren Day, a lovely guy, but that moment when he went off and sang a rock and came back and he'd written a song, which he just, and I can't, it was also things like, I'm in a hotel room in another town, and it was just, it was like something you'd write when you were 14, it was unbelievable, they showed it again, it's just stunning.
I loved songs you write when you're 14. It's like your first sort of like song you know 3 chords, and it's always stuff like
there's a man, he's a lonely man. Take a look at him, he looks a bit like me.
I guess that kind of eats into your social life. That sort of thing, like we want to play it to someone, and then you want them to go,
my God, you're deep as well.
My
God, you're brilliant, aren't you? And that's like you, is it? Oh, yeah, it is, yeah.
I have to say, this is such a terrible confession. When I was doing a school play once, I was about that age 15, right, there was a girl who was in the cast with me, right, and she sort of, she was giving me the eye. I was thinking, well, I kind of thought she was, right, and there was another guy there as well. I was sort of competing for a section, and he was quite a witty guy.
His name was Scott Hansen.
Interesting too, and I thought, well, the way to impress her, because I was 15 or whatever, I thought I was pretty smart. I sat in one of the adjoining dressing rooms reading a copy of the philosophical book Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, which I didn't understand, but which I sat there reading it in the hope that she would walk in and think, my God, you're reading Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
You don't go with the crowd. You don't want to come next door where we're talking about nonsense and people are flirting.
Talking about the bangles.
Yeah. You're in here saying, look, just if you want to come and talk to me, you're welcome. But I bet you thought you were quite Chan Kang, didn't you?
I thought it was like she'd think, Jesus Christ, I've never met anyone like him. And I remember the one time she accidentally walked in, she went, oh sorry, wrong room, and left again.
That was it.
Right. Sorry, at 15, so this is about the time you took to wearing a bow tie.
Just slightly younger wearing a bow tie.
I
used to watch a lot of Harold Lloyd films. And he always seemed to do it.
I love the idea of 15, you going, well, it's time I went to women. Right, on with the bow tie, where's the zen, where's the pipe for my bow tie? It's a time I got me a bow. I love that. But songs are great as well. The other thing you do, so when you're about 15, 16, is start writing songs about like the world's trying to take a piece of me. And you think I'm going down, I'm coming back, I'm against the ropes, they're trying to drag me down. It's like you want to be Cool Hand Luke. Yeah, they put me in this emotional prison. The man's on my back.
Table tennis.
Who they try to take a piece of me. Who do? Well,
you're 14
parents and that. You're really comprehensive. Teachers. Yeah.
Went on the Sunday.
I absolutely love it. I still remember a poem. I'm not saying his name. We're about 14, 15. And we had to write a poem. And
I'm not interested in this.
I'm pretty rubbish.
But I never went again. He
mercilessly took the piss out of this bloke because I still remember the poem. And how he did it is he went through a dictionary and found things like that. And this is a poem, right? Okay, remember? I've remembered this for 25 years, right?
On a Sunday when they're coming
the reason why I had to die. Did I bleed the blood of greed? What was my destiny?
Well, he seemed like an adult to me at the time, but he was probably about 27.
We would go, isn't that my destiny?
Yeah, but
it was just great.
The reason why I had to die. Did I bleed the blood of greed? What was my destiny?
And
that's almost as catchy as Monkey News.
Eventually come out to play in that.
I've got some Monkey News for you. Let's play a record and come back and I've got some great Monkey News for you.
Took me there.
That's from the R.E.M. album that people tend to forget about now because it was so kind of popular and such a massive hit out of time, but there are some good tunes on it. And there's one of them, Near Wild Heaven.
Excellent. On XFM 104.9.
It's so
Carl.
I think religion does bring a gift. Usually.
And it was about these Japanese snow monkeys. And it was all about how animals learn things that aren't instinctive, particularly sort of primates, because they see other people doing it. And they start a culture. And they can pinpoint when these monkeys, when one monkey first went down and got in the hot water springs and stayed there and didn't hot, and the others copied them, and now it's part of almost a culture, you know, that won't be handed on, because it's not instinctive, but has to be learned each time. And, you know,
that's out of
and
logic.
They grew as normal like other monkeys, right? But they're really intelligent.
The morality of it.
Obviously, the reason they groom other people, other monkeys, is because they eat the mites. But
I don't want one.
Also, the monkeys have learned they like being groomed.
If I was to get one, which one would I go for?
So they showed this one monkey.
Is what I'm saying.
It went to a deer. Okay, and it was grooming this deer to get its mite off it, right? But then it didn't eat it. It held it in its hand. It went over to a monkey, put the mite on itself to show the monkey it had a mite, and got a free grooming. That's extraordinary because it gave up the food, knowing that if you put one there, this monkey would look for mites on it, and it would get a free grooming, and it was like having a little massage. What do you think of that?
It's not bad. I've got some bad stuff coming later.
No,
I mean, I like Cheerios in the morning.
Do you see what mine though? Mine's true.
And that's an interesting and extraordinary.
It actually happens. It's social behaviour amongst primates. So I saw it. I saw it. It was, you know.
Did it rob a bank, Rick?
It didn't rob a bank, and it didn't open a hairdresser's.
That's what you're letting. That's what
it's not quite good enough, is it? My Monkey News
and provoke.
See the difference where I named the species.
I've got a couple of.
Explained it slightly. The crusty bit, as opposed to there's this monkey, right?
And
look at him looking at you. Yeah, he's not interested. Can I tell you now? Can I try and describe for people the face that Karl has? I'll tell you what it's like. It's like if you draw some eyes, a nose, and a mouth on a balloon, and then inflate it to about half full. That's what Karl's face looks like. That's what his head looks like. It looks like a face you've drawn on a balloon, very small, next to the head.
It's just that today I'm a bit tired, right? That's one thing.
Why are you a bit tired?
I just haven't been sleeping.
Music.
Why not?
I don't know. I've got a lot going on in the head.
Opinions on that.
Oh, this would be like The Simpsons. If we could actually look in there would be two monkeys grooming one.
Plus, you've been talking about like
someone phoned up to confirm
stuff that I can't relate to in that. So I'm
writing poetry.
Like what?
Reading books.
Writing poetry and stuff.
Got all excited.
I never did any of that.
So it is true. But I don't know if it's true. I've read the same sign.
At school, they didn't bother. They tried to get us to write more, right? By
giving you a pen.
They used to give us these school diaries.
Yeah,
little red book.
Revolution, the government decreed
it was a way that they kept an eye on what you were doing out of school hours. Right, so some kids would write down,
stole a bike,
burn the house down.
But when I was at school, around that sort of 12 age, I didn't get up too much. You have no money, there's nothing you can do. So every night it was the same thing. I'd get home, and I'd have to go to the shop, right, and get some potatoes and some bread every night. Right, and I kept taking this into school.
Sorry, what was it, Dublin in the 17th century? What do you mean every day you went to the shops and got potatoes and bread?
That's kind of what I had to get all the time.
Why? What did you have? Chip sandwiches?
Top secret. Somehow we used to station up a crust, got hold of a
kept putting that. I kept putting that in the diary, every night. Then went to U-Phase. That was the name of the shop. U-Phase.
What is it? U?
Like H-U-G-H.
H-U-G-H, yeah. Oh, that was his name?
U-Phase. I used to go there. Get the potatoes and bread and that.
I love the fact someone's named a shop after themselves. I'm not going to say what we sell. It's named after me or nothing.
Mainly potatoes and bread. White slice loaves, King Edwards.
And the teacher used to always say, just write something different in there, make something up. Because Monday, Tuesday, all the way through to Friday, every night it was just, went to U-Phase.
English.
So you sure it wasn't an advert? Sure it wasn't paying you to say, get my name in the book?
The only time that it changed and she said, that's made it a bit more interesting, was when it was my birthday and I had to buy a cake.
Oh yeah.
Potatoes and a cake.
And she said, that's good. That was my 13th birthday. My mum said, I got home from school, she said, you're 13 today. Teenager, big turnover. Go and get a cake.
That's your experience of writing.
No, that's your experience of your 13th birthday. Oh, by the way, you're 13 today, go and get a cake. Brilliant. Big surprise? Was it a big surprise? Yeah, that is brilliant. I love it.
That's the only sort of writing.
What, and they never asked you to write essays or stories?
Did you never write a story or a poem? Or
the stories I did earlier on were, shadow you made them up, but it was that thing that I'd always end them with, and an alarm went off and it was all a dream.
It was a shadow. I think it was in America.
They didn't. I mean, it was a bit of a quiet road.
Some potatoes and bread.
Some potatoes and bread. But did you ever do anything to write about an adventure when you were a spaceman? Or you were a cowboy, or
no? All the teachers had scams going on, so in English, you'd go in there, and the teacher would say, right, what we're doing today is got a load of brochures from Thompson, but they say 1983 on the front, so I've got a load of stickers here that say 1984. Let's see how many you can do in half an hour.
You are joking. Did you go to school with Oliver Twist? Sorry, you are joking.
That's what it is. So the teacher must have been getting like a freebie or something for helping them out.
So it's not honestly,
this is fantastic.
And they were all
other than Mr. Fagan, you had
and then when they saw Karate Kid, they had to every kid washing their car go wax on, wax off, hurry up.
Right.
I'm teaching you something. Wax on, wax off, paint the fence.
So I'm just saying, that's why I'm a bit quiet, because you're talking about stuff I can't relate to.
And why did you sleep last night?
I haven't slept well since I was about 12.
Was he elected to that post?
Hey, Mayor, we got a problem down here. It seemed like I haven't slept well since I was 12.
What do you mean? Do you know, like a proper... I used to love going to bed as like a kid.
It was left for years.
Whereas now it's like, am I going to sleep tonight? And I sort of wake up about 4 times. Whereas when you're a kid, I remember really loving like going to bed. There was one time where I actually laughed myself to sleep because I couldn't believe me pushing people off the bike.
What do you mean you laugh?
When you're really tired and you get in bed and the pillows
people off the bike, cold,
and it's like, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
happened twice. Once when I just went to bed and I was really looking forward to it, and also when I helped my dad out once, like through the night. He worked at this paper company, right? And I helped him out, and I got in at about 4 in the morning with him. Got in bed, and I just was like, I was laughing my head off. I had to put the pillow over my head
to you though,
because I couldn't believe me look. I was like, this is great. I'm going to sleep. Right.
I just have to say, life up north is so extraordinary.
And then, you must be the easiest kid in the world to please. No wonder she knew she could just go get a cake. It's sort of like...
It's been annoying.
What was he expecting her to say? He was expecting an extra hour in bed, but we got him cake as well.
I know.
When he turned up.
Brilliant, yeah. In your own bed. How long was it before you got your... What did you used to do before? Just some straw in the corner?
It's just that thing of when you're really tired and...
Did you ever do this with Suzanne? Do you ever laugh yourself to sleep with her?
No, that's what
she can't sleep because you're chuckling away.
You're working on the kitchen. I don't know what's with me. I've got a lot going on.
What do you mean you've got a lot going on?
I don't know. I was talking to the security bloke before saying, do you sleep?
Because I've got a half-hour lunch break.
Have you got much going on in your head and stuff? And I don't know.
I'll probably go and get a nice, cheese and tomato sandwich.
You got a lot going on in your head?
What you said to me?
Yeah, that is brilliant.
It's interesting that your lack of sleep coincides with the diaries and the writing of the bread and potato story every day.
And you say it's us.
Once you have that responsibility.
Why don't you every night go to Gervais, get some bread and potatoes, don't have to eat them, then go to bed, and I think you'll be chuckling yourself to sleep in no time.
This week. He didn't come down and go,
Radiohead. They're there.
Was it to go to the pub
they're
for
their
a week?
new single, on XFM 104.9. Now listen, some DJs are a little bit lazy.
Let me call the head office.
They get playlisted.
I mean, they should have finished it yesterday.
Or they get people to phone in with requests.
On their own.
I mean, they sort of work out what they're going to say. Now, we choose our records, don't we?
I've just realised something.
But we are very lazy.
They're probably listening to the radio. This I assume tuned to XFM, isn't it, in your kitchen?
Clever.
Yeah.
Clever.
They don't know it's me, do they?
Stuff.
You know what I mean?
I didn't come in with any stuff anyway, but I mean, I'm out of...
He's got a whiny mank voice as well.
What's the number, Karl?
The bloke who owns this place.
Sorry, are you out of breath having finished that sentence?
No, I've been squeezing
when I said...
Fine, as long as there's a decent reason.
What I do, my technique, I'm only allowed to squeeze his head between 1 and 3 on my car.
He won't be able to put 2 and 2 together.
And what I do is, I get ready, there's one I do the clamp either side of the temple, and I squeeze. And that's dangerous, because I think the head isn't as strong that way. So I don't go too far. But then when I put one on the forehead and one on the back of the head, and I squeeze, I go really hard, don't I?
So do call in with stuff to talk about on 08700 800 1234.
See, I don't know what Dr. Fox is talking about. I can't believe any of the award winners have ever spoken about the various techniques to use while squeezing a person's head.
So won't be insulting a British workman. He should have been mental.
I'm stunned at Karl's roommates. Okay, that's badly drawn boy, by the way. All possibilities. There's a lovely chap just calls in saying about and Karl, because the record's ended, he doesn't say, "Oh, I've got to go to the record's ended." He went, "Yeah," and he cut him off.
Well, just check he's still there.
He doesn't want to be on radio. He said he didn't want to be on the radio, but I think he should apologise.
No, I'm not being funny. Hello, but I did ask quite a bit of time.
Because I get very embarrassed.
Don't worry, all we just wanted to apologise for Karl's curtness and his rudeness.
Now, all I want to say
if you're listening, if you are the builder that's listening now doing Karl's flat,
right? Because the youngsters are in the boozers, the older fellas are doing the punching, the racing, the football, whatever.
We're not actually here. It's the best of.
If you want to get number one,
if you want to be the top, all you got to do is stop playing the Chariot Bravery and have your audience with one kick head between 4 legs.
Okay, you didn't tell me about that. You said there's a car for a dog. That's what you told me.
Yeah,
but power, you said there's a power.
When Christian got a little bit sick about being 13, then he got to go, whatever.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
You're the soundest station in the area. You cover... I don't know all the stuff you play, the station plays, but you're actually doing what's there.
There's an elephant in India with sore feet.
You keep going, persevere, and you'll make it. It's well worth it to anyway. Otherwise it wouldn't.
Can you hear us?
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, sir, mate. Be careful, yeah?
I mean, I can see why you cut him off.
Stop it. Right. We've had so many calls. Karl was getting annoyed. There were so many calls. And we've had suggestions from Ned saying talk about Jimmy Savile. John in North London.
Elephant, and it was
I've just
really
got John in
old.
North
It was
London.
about
What do you want to talk
76.
about?
Right.
and it had
forgotten.
sore feet.
Becca from Liverpool.
Because it's
Tracy Emin and Damien Hirst.
loads of band and that.
Yeah, Paul Andrews. Your mum called. Stop calling her. Tell her to listen to XFM.
Was like,
yes, you Paul Andrews is about 38 around with your wife and kids. Your mum just called
don't
in.
want it to have sore feet. So
I think someone wanted amazing monkey facts. I can't even do this right, can I?
To be honest with you, last week we were slagging off Karl as being the weak link in this show. I think it's clear what the weak link is.
Oh God, who's the bloke who wants Hayley to go with into X-Men? See, I shouldn't make notes.
Right, that's a lesson though for any elephants listening.
Squeezing his head and eating pies. We might get something done.
Okay, then what should we talk about
elephants
then?
have really bad memories.
Right, play a record and we'll discuss this.
Tracy Emin. Make your bed. Damien Hirst. Stop cutting up sharks and
I thought there was
things.
something about
Picasso.
Right. Memories and that.
Right, Rockbusters, what have you got for us, Karl?
Where's my
there we go then, 3 clues, 4 cryptic clues, couple of initials, email in, wiki.gervais@xfm.co.uk, win some stuff. Do you want to go through the stuff? You get them.
You're sort of evolving yourself as weeks go on. We've got a 3 CD set of the best of Inspiral Carpets. How they've strung that over 3 CDs, I've no idea. Extraordinary. I have a number of other CDs, all of which are okay, plus a t-shirt and a copy of Marion Jeff Series 1 on DVD. Not bad at all in an XFM bag.
Right, he's noticed X-Men 2 isn't there, because it's not out yet, but it is at the cinema, so I think Hayley should go with what's his name?
150 grand.
Right, go on, Karl.
Right, the clues are, clue 1.
What? Third party fire and theft.
Don't know, he just said, oh, they're having problems.
This is what we've been into. I tell you what, I think Foxy was really soft on us. I think he's. Oh, go on.
This is what we're tuning for. Okay, so this is one again. So go on. Come on. This is like Who Wants to Be Millionaire?
Go on, Karl. Don't worry about him. He doesn't understand radio, Karl. I heard his show before he had a TV on it. It sounded just like Dr. Fox.
Go on. Clue 1. They're having problems. They haven't got any rights.
Say it again and say it like it's written down. Right. Say it like it's like you're reading it as opposed to making up as you go along. I know you are, but say it again because all the ums and ahs people think are integral.
They're having problems.
Do it again.
They're having problems. They haven't got any rights left.
There's a dog that's got a cough in Singapore. Every word. That's the matter.
What's the initial?
CC.
Right. Okay.
CC.
No, they're having a few problems. The last one we've got is last week, and I did Do We Need Them?
Got that number 1.
Second one, the Geordie fella doesn't know what he's been charged for. One of the museums in a science museum.
Yeah, he's talking to me.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I wanted to tell you before when the song was on, but you're so busy listening to it. A Geordie fella doesn't know what he's being charged for.
Was I?
And the final one,
So busy listening to a
if he had
song I
2
was
bricks,
playing.
and he had to throw them at 2 women.
What's your point?
Well, I just wanted to say, she emailed in to say I got her name wrong, so I'm just apologising for that.
What did you just say again? Think what you're going to say, then say it. What was it?
I had 2 bricks.
Oh, no, it was if I had more.
Email somewhere. Well, I've got.
This is not an apology.
No, I'm just.
Right, Karl. What you're going to say? Say it.
Well, I remember. I read the email. So, I had 2 bricks to throw at 2 women. I didn't hit either of them.
Oh, you got
the initials
it wrong again, haven't you?
Right, so quickly again. Well, they haven't got anywhere, and she just said if you want to see dinosaurs and that, go to they've run out of rice, they've got problems on their hands. CC. Right, the second one, Geordie fella doesn't know what he's been charged for. Right, DW. And I had 2 bricks to throw at 2 women.
No,
Didn't
Steve,
hit
have you been to the one in Knightsbridge?
This is one Gervais at XFM.
It's nice,
You win some stuff.
You get a good collection of stuff. You walk in, there's 3 or 4 dinosaurs. You've had enough.
Evan Dando and the Lemonheads. That's a track called Rudy with a Flashlight. Of course, Evan's got a new album out, but working for an alternative radio station, Ricky, it would be ludicrous to think there was a copy of that lying around.
Do you know what I mean? But email only the Rockbusters, that's what this is all about. Rockbusters coming up soon. Monkey News.
Indeed. Plus, of course, I have very special guests this afternoon, Tatters. I look forward to them.
If you want to see a dinosaur, go to the one near Knightsbridge.
got a nice selection. Some old vases and stuff.
4.9.
It's worth going.
Are you thinking of starting a family?
You're a second-time buyer, aren't you?
Only if like an accident happens in Manchester.
Yeah. Were you there, Rick, when we were chatting about this the other day?
Oh, yeah, no.
What did you say?
Well, we're talking about his career and that because he's on MTV and I was going, oh, you got to do this now. He's going, look, if it happens, it happens. I've said to Sam, if it happens, it happens. He goes, what are your plans? I'm staying with Gervais. We're going to have kids tonight. I go, look, if it happens, it happens. I go, well, how will it happen if a condom splits?
Amazing. I love the idea that that's the way you plan for a child. Imagine telling them that.
Of your life.
Where was I conceived? Can't remember. The condom split.
Yeah. You're an accident.
I love that. The romantic nature of that.
I was told it was an accident, but, you know, it doesn't matter, does it?
No,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
The many people sit down and say, right, do you think we should? I'll tell you something that is interesting.
Hold on, though.
Well, if they lay down.
£7,000 lost. In flat Manchester.
You can't sit down and talk about discussion.
No, he doesn't mean the conception. I think he means bringing up the child till it's 18.
But the thing is as well, it's one of them, isn't it? It's like, if you think about having one, you go, well, the sort of negatives, you know, outweigh the positives.
It's haunted.
I think
they've got to tell you now.
Go on. But if you have one, you go, oh, it's not that bad, is it?
Shit.
So what are the positives and what are the negatives?
I'm telling you now.
Yeah. There's no such thing as
like I say, the negatives
if that
outweigh it. I can't think of that many positives.
If that appears on
they get in the way, don't
document.
Right, if there's anyone who sells flats and that, does
costs a lot of money. Same with marriage. Like Suzanne's saying, we'll get married, so what for?
Well, marriage doesn't cost anything.
I'm telling you now, that is a fact.
Well, no, you go to the registry office and then buy a house.
She said, what's the point? You know,
well, tax breaks, you know, presents.
I don't think you get that anymore.
That'll be the
I looked into that.
Just dropped it in, that's all they've got to do.
You old romantic.
And then I was like, what?
Would you rather have a ring or a 3% saving?
That's the legal thing. Drop it in. So in court, you go, drop it in. Yeah, I dropped it in.
I don't see the point anyway.
Yeah, got down on one knee and presented with some inland revenue forms.
Yeah.
Just to show the benefits.
That is great.
I mean, if you are planning it, I think you got involved me and Steve in the radio station because it'll be. I mean, you take quite a lot on, don't you? So if you've got a kid at home and you're not sleepy upstairs to 12, you've got this, you've got MTV, you've got a kid, you know, it might be one step too far because I wouldn't want to push you over the edge.
Your little John Thomas.
No, just because I was on Suzanne last night about him saying, you know,
your little testicles
about earning money, and she said, well, you're already sort of earning a little bit more than me. So, you know, if you get loads of money, she said, I'd be happy staying at home.
That's what I mean.
Doing nothing, maybe looking after a kid. I said, oh. Right. So that's not happening.
I
said I could have a load of money now up to where I could have won some money and I wouldn't tell you. I still want sort of that check offer every month. I get a check offer to sort of pay the bills. And I think you need to keep that in a relationship. Do you know what I mean? Work as a team.
Yeah, that's not working as a team.
Of course it is.
Well, no, you share everything. Sharing everything is working as a team, whether you earn most or whether you share. It's not like you think that, oh no, I want the pause, but I give her out, she'll get lazy, she'll just sit around the house doing that. So she's still got to go to work in a job she hates.
I'll tell you though, she thinks that'd be the worst thing that could happen if we got a load of money. Because she'd want to go to Egypt, I'm not going.
Why did she want to go to Egypt?
That's what I said.
Why did she want to go to Egypt? She wins a lot of money.
She said it's meant to be pretty good.
Who wants to go that day?
But maybe it's not big enough to sort of make any wonders of the pyramids and the Sphinx and so on. That's not of any interest to you.
I've seen it now on the telly and that. I don't want to go all that way just to see it.
Exactly.
Experience other cultures, other lifestyles, travel broadens the mind.
No, but what I mean is, if a fella said to me, what side are you...
You've seen enough different ones here, haven't you?
Yeah, what side do you remember on?
Oh, you haven't seen it.
Okay, well, so you don't want to make enough money.
Well, it's not.
You don't want to make a lot of money because you're worried that Suzanne might want to go to Egypt.
And
that's why I don't want to tell her that I'm making a lot of money. I can still tuck it away.
Right. And what do you do with it? When you turn it up in a big converted limo, come on, we're going to bingo. Where'd you get the car from? Never mind. Right? What should you be suspicious?
Did you ever? Have you ever heard that?
When you've got a pet chin.
Are you telling me a trainer has asked you that?
Yeah, what would you spend it on,
mate?
No,
is there nothing that you want for?
I've not really had one made to measure. I had one made when I was a kid.
There's now at the moment. Honestly, I'm quite happy. Do you know what I mean? I don't ask for much.
But you're not happy. You're always whinging and moaning.
Always whinging.
I know that.
Clearly, there's something wrong.
Crops up and
What if someone gave you? Okay, right, let's be serious. We're not talking about billions, right?
I know. There's no
if someone gave you
a
cash injection, just a one-off cash payment of £250,000, okay, what would you do with it?
Now, which side?
I mean, that's too easy because that should obviously be a house. That should be the best house you can find in London.
Probably what I've gone to a tornado.
No surprises anymore. What are you talking about?
Right.
Everything you say is a surprise.
In many ways it's so sweet, but I want to shake him.
Can I just point out to you, Carl, I don't know if you know this, but if you get caught in a tornado, you do not whisk off into the magical land of Oz.
And land somewhere nice.
Yeah, and crush your whip.
Still in your rocking chair.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. It's quite dangerous. But it's going to a tornado, number one. Fair enough. Number two,
what brochure is that in?
When they ask you this question, they're not making a note of it somewhere. Okay. It's not statistical research to find out what the kind of common leaning is.
So he's got tornado number one.
It's a question so he doesn't touch it when he's using his tape measure.
Mainly.
Well, can I just? I noticed someone's emailed here a link for. Can you believe you like Carl? Monkeys for sale. Now I don't endorse this in any way, but here you are. Here's a monkey for sale here. Oh, that's terrible. $2,500. It says male, very smart little guy, loves to play and gives kisses, wears diapers and clothes, has been around lots of people and loves them, healthy and loves to eat.
How much is that?
Well, it wasn't Carl, but it says it loves to be around people.
There's a gibbon there, a gibbon for...
Trying to avoid the Donald McIntyre programme he did, that Cheapest Chips programme.
He didn't do Cheapest Chips, he didn't do a programme called Cheapest Chips.
He's aiming for it.
There's that no point. Did Donald McIntyre do a programme called Play record?
I don't want to touch the knob.
Cracking tune. I just asked Texas. Chasing a tornado. This will be on your stereo, surely.
Surely, if you're in Alabama, it'd be in.
Well, he doesn't even go to Alabama. Texas, that's where the tornadoes are. You know what it says?
I'd have to have a look first.
The skin of the course, Sweet Home Alabama.
I don't know.
Always worth a play. I think maybe once a month.
I don't know. It could be the left, could be the right.
Carl, we're talking about having kids and stuff. I'm really quite thankful that Ricky's never wanted to have kids because I just think he would set the worst example for a child that he possibly could do. Just in conversation with Davis happened to mention that he's taken to eating in the bath.
Well, let me explain to him. Right.
But you got pants on.
I've got busy schedules. Yeah. I get up, I meet Steve at a certain time, and I go, I've got to go at 3:30 today, Steve. I'm working out at 4. I work out 4 to 5. I have to have something to eat before I go out, and I have to meet Johnny for a beer at 6 or something, or go somewhere. So
either in the middle, resting,
if I go and have a bath straight after, then I have something to eat. I go, well, I've got. Sometimes there's chicken legs, right, and they're greasy. So one day I thought, hold on. I'll go to the bath with the chicken legs. I'll eat them in the bath, and it's brilliant. So I'm sitting in the bath. I eat the chicken egg. It's really greasy, right?
Where was
I just throw it in the bin, go under the water.
People have been
come up, I'm clean. Yeah, I've eaten.
Where was it?
I'm clean. I get dressed. I go, I'll meet Johnny. I've lined my stomach. And the good thing about that is that when I come home after beers and I've eaten the chicken, I've got any bread left, I just wipe it round the bath. I've got a bread and dripping sandwich. That's not true, that bit. But I do eat in the bath. I mean, the second week of doing it, I was just eating in the bath. I think I was in chicken legs again. I'm eating in the bath. Jane walked past, just looked in at me, and she went, Christ, Caligula. What? Just me, in fact, Rowan and Brett eating.
Caligula, to be honest, is just too cool and impressive. Not Caligula, Old Man Steptoe.
With the right.
Have you seen the one where he's in the bath eating pickled onions?
No,
he sat in the bath, he literally sat in the bath, eating some pickled onions, and some of them slip under the water and flushes them out, puts them back in the jar.
I'd never do that.
No, you'd eat them. Next week, you never be finding out they would let food out like that. But it's the fattest chicken, it's big, greasy slabs of chicken. You're throwing the bones on the floor. 50 cents for the wolves to stab.
Stop biting your nails, Carl. Not only can you hear it, it's really rude.
Of the year. Yeah, I don't know. We're looking back over some of
him. Yeah,
criticising him for biting his nails.
Yeah, you don't know where they've been.
You eat chicken in the bath and then go under the water and come up clean while sat in some water swimming with grease. There's one and chicken bones.
Well, I like to bath. I look to bath 2 or 3 times a day.
But do you not see why that's not cool and impressive? It's not like we're organising. Why aren't we all for that?
Or in general?
No, I would say generally.
So, Steve, that is the only time I eat oranges. Yeah, but you don't always.
I know what you mean.
I mean,
yeah, that's I've always thought that. An orange, I go, oh God, this is too annoying. I don't bother. I don't bother eating oranges. Unless they're tangerines, you can peel them in one and put them in one. I don't have big jaffas. There's just not, it's not worth it.
What is wrong with you? Firstly, have you ever thought about cutting an orange into 4 quarters with a knife?
Waste.
What do you mean a waste?
More washing up.
Yeah, right. So this is what you. This is why you can't sleep at night, because you think, I got to run a bath and have an orange. I haven't got time. I don't have an orange now. I need the vitamin C, but I got to run a bath for it. At least have a shower. The two of you are just. You are like children. You're infants. Your mentality is ludicrous, and you're embarrassing us in front of our special guests.
Oh yeah.
Of course, last week we had a number of letters, Rick. I'm just reading them now. Saying last week loved your interview with Chris Martin from Coldplay. Genius. Another one here. Great insight into the man who wrote Yellow and Clocks. Fascinating. Steve Richards' interview with Chris Martin was amazing. He showed his own TV show. Just some of the letters we received. So this week we're very lucky to have with us Russian pop act Tattoo. Round of applause for them.
Wow.
Lovely to have them here. Tattoo. Now then, of course, there's been much controversy that your kind of lesbian shtick is just something to try and whip up some press attention.
We are proper lesbians. We love fanny more than cock.
Brilliant. And Tattoo, lovely to have you here. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Now then, you've got some live gigs, I understand, planned. Okay. I can't help but notice that you sound, dare I say it, Tattoo, you don't sound so much Russian as German.
We cannot do the accent properly.
Oh, God. Okay. Which one? And Tattoo, it's joy love you. Thanks for coming back. And finally, your lesbians would, for instance, either myself or Karl be able to convert you from lesbian?
We like the muff so much that the knob is no good for us.
Alright, well, thanks very much, Tattoo.
Yeah, thanks, Tattoo. Thanks very much. Cheers. Next week, share.
Brilliant. So if you've got any guests, special guests you love us to interview, then let us know. You've got Gervais at XFM.co.uk.
Starsaver was on. Bit more
Rockbusters answers next.
I was going to say, well, do you want to do that?
No, let's do it next. After the
generally speaking, what would you say
about gays and that?
What did you say? Well, we'll look forward to that.
Alright.
Martina Topley Bird. Need one on XFM 104.9. Right, there goes the girls from Tattoo. See you later.
Well done, girls.
Cheers. Right, Karl, what were you saying before we cut you off?
Why they're not happy?
Yeah, it's just like, you had the girls in and that, and it reminded me, I was talking to Steve in a week.
Depends, doesn't it?
I think it's when people were talking about going to Stringfellas and that, I was talking about seeing naked people.
Yes, I asked him, I said, when he used to watch, say, he accidentally flipped on the BBC Two and some ballet was on, would his eye ever been drawn to maybe the gentleman's lower regions rather than the ladies?
The gentleman's package?
Yeah, would your eyes ever be accidentally drawn to that and you couldn't resist it?
I don't know.
And you said yes.
Yeah, because...
Let's assume that you've upset your girlfriend.
Well, go on, I mean, German. I was looking at the beautiful ladies, but
how are you going to cheer her up?
No, go on.
But
not.
Have you ever looked at Wayne Sleep's testicles?
I went out.
Have you ever looked at Wayne Sleep's penis and testicles?
I don't know yet. I went out on a night out, and it was some. It got to some point in the night where 2 women and 2 fellas got on stage, right? Started stripping off.
Yes. Right. Just what members of the audience?
Would you like to start?
No, I think they were like part of the act.
To Steve, because I've heard all these.
And
what was his panto?
Well, we won't do them all. The fellas had like their undies on, and the girls just had their knickers on.
Tell Steve the story of Mr. Freeze. This is the first time he nearly died.
This is the most serious of the lot, really. They all whipped the pants off.
Yes.
What it was, do you know how
Bucks Fizz, wasn't it? The adult show.
Did the same thing. I said to Steve, like, at that point, the weekly shopping on
he said it's
like a
Friday.
Yeah. So when you got to Thursday, there wasn't much stuff left. And then the annoying thing was, like, you sort of, I thought, right, now I'll look at the women, and it was too late. So when they'd been to the supermarket and they came back, not that long, but it was like, that's human nature, isn't it? What's that saying? Like a I don't know, but I'm sure you would have done the same thing. You just thought it was like loads of food coming in, loads of biscuits.
What is that saying? He nearly said biscuits.
It's not the same.
So what was the who had the biggest knob? Which one of the blokes had the biggest knob?
All this food comes in. It's like, normal.
Otherwise, he's really in trouble.
That's true. This is a whole new side of you.
This is a whole other area.
So you look at ballet dancers, you look at the gentlemen.
No, I don't. It just was when he said this. It reminded me of this night when I was walking out thinking, yeah, look at this and chocolate biscuits and didn't get a look. Penguins and stuff.
Where was this? What event was this where people are stripping off? I'll tell you what.
Anyway,
you
Mum and Dad's
are the
putting
most
food
interesting
away. Me and our kid
I've ever met.
He's already grabbed something.
Are you comfortable being nude and that?
We've done this. Well, I don't know what we did this last week about. Are you comfortable being nude? I know. It's most comfortable being nude. It's just probably not in public.
Upstairs. What did he sit under the bed
when he's eating?
Gnawing at some sort of
there's nothing to get.
So I saw. Do you remember Mr. Freeze Pops?
I talked about that. When I went
kind of like
I was talking to
popsicles,
Susan about it. She wants a really long, like long. Right. So I thought I'll have one of them. So I grabbed it.
It's not.
It's like a part of an Olympic play.
And like my mum and dad are putting the stuff away and
remember once, right? I don't know if you should talk about this really.
And knock it back.
Well, that means you should. So go on.
Straight away, just right back.
Swallow it.
Oh yeah. Right. But we went down the wrong way. Went to Tenerife, right?
What time you should?
I was still living in Manchester.
I'm scared now.
I'm thinking about Suzanne, but she's
I don't want to know anything about
didn't even know
Suzanne, to be honest.
It so quick. I'm just explaining to you that I don't like being nude.
So you're in Tenerife?
In Tenerife, right? Didn't have much money. Stayed in this apartment. That wasn't choking again because there was always cockroaches in it. It's one thing. I don't have like a small throat. I mean, even Ricky knows I can't drink that much, can I? Do you know what I mean?
Eat pebbles.
Anyway, when I was younger, I had a bit more energy. So I think I'm scared of like swallowing stuff, so, you know, and like bottle tops and imperials and stuff. I was always choking on stuff.
Beautiful.
So anyway, she's going, oh God, what's he picked up on it now? You know, doing what I do, right? Yeah. Someone starts banging on the door.
Drop it. Hit his nose with a stick.
So I was going, choking at this point on the door. My dad had like. So Suzanne said, you better get it. So I said, I can't get it now. I'm going to have to wait a bit. You know, his food away, and he'd gone. I can't sit down. So the banging's getting louder. Like, someone at the door takes or whatever. And she's like, oh, no, it must be important. I was in the kitchen and I was starting to like. I didn't care anymore. Do you know what I mean?
No, come on, finish the story.
I just got to that point where I wasn't struggling anymore.
It's a fireman.
You just
so I just stick my head round and he's going, you'll have to get out. The building's on fire.
My mum's going, you know, so I'm like, I think it's serious. My dad comes in and sort of starts shouting at me, saying that's what you know, still sort of got to wait a minute. He didn't even know what I'd eaten.
Well, it was the moment to teach you a lesson.
I'm so sorry.
He's there like that, and my mum's going, oh, look at him, and my lips were going purple.
It could be a serious big fire
eyes were rolling into the back of my head.
Waiting.
Marilyn Manson.
You can hear people sort of screaming from
behind and did that.
Is that because the doors are opening on you?
The fireman saying, will you get out, will you get out? I'm saying,
you know, winded me.
Right. And Suzanne was saying,
and I was all right.
What, the whole
think of something that's not sexy.
Sure.
I was thinking of people, you know, thinking maybe dying in a fire might sort of calm you down.
A little bit. No, it swells up, doesn't it? Because it irritated it, so it went down your sort of like your epiglottis. It went down the wrong way, like it went into your
I wouldn't
air canal instead of your
wanted to go out and be safe. Over,
sort of,
do you know what I mean? Over being naked. I don't like walking about.
Calm it down and
relax. So what I'm saying is,
I love the idea of everyone huddled now. There's a fireman. It's just with the cameras planned along, and it's Karl.
But the weird thing is, like
naked,
like 3 days after that,
still,
I felt like you've gone out special person.
But why do you
I went to school.
I didn't. I'm saying nothing.
I did full days, you know.
Special needs person.
There's a fire, Karl.
I went to school the next 3 days after that.
Men's packets. That's only you remember. Most of the other firemen wouldn't be going.
I love that. 3 days turn over.
Why did you say so long to see us?
After 3 days, you can't screw it. Did a quick history exam.
After a bit, but the fireman sort of had a go at me.
That's popsicle. That's popsicle.
He wasn't happy that I was dawdling.
We'll call that.
Well, to be fair,
into animals that we get rid of.
But
I've
what
spoken
can you
to
do?
someone about snails. I've
Answers on
spoken
the
to someone
postcard.
about jellyfish.
To the usual address.
And that.
XFM. Care of
Let's just get these
Let's have Rockbusters news.
we're not talking monkey news.
She works in a museum. Well, a good museum. I said I'd give it a plug.
Life
So
on
one
Mars
day
by
night,
David
British
Bowie
got
on
dinosaurs,
XFM. Right,
and
come
it's
on,
worth
we're running
seeing.
out of time. Blockbusters. The results in.
So,
Sorry. Oh, what a giveaway. Oh, no, embarrassing.
He's not sure.
I've given it away. Straight into monkey news. Go on,
So, Rockbusters, what were the clues?
The clues were, the first one was, they're running out of rice, so they've got problems. That was CC. That was China crisis. Right?
Okay, yeah, if they ran out of rice in China, it would be a crisis, fair enough.
Second one, the Geordie fella doesn't know what he's being charged for. As right? much that was as, Bill as I Wyman. know, and then you can fill me in if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, brilliant.
And the third one, I had two bricks to throw at two women, and I didn't hit either of them. That was Mr.
Right,
so,
Mr.
I let him on, those were alright, those.
That's extraordinary. The winner is Gina. I think Gina Ferry. Well done, Gina. And the reason I gave it to Gina is because she's included, and this is a wonderful segue, some monkey fact information of her own. She says apparently that the group Chumbawamba got their name from one of those monkeys in a room with a typewriter experiments. Someone did it as a joke, and Chumbawamba was a word that was typed out, and that's the group. That's where the group got their name.
And their lyrics.
Absolutely, yeah. Which is good. So let's have official monkey news. Play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee cat monkey news.
We've got to be quick. Sort of got this is something that was sent in to me ages ago, and I don't know why I haven't done it yet, because it's brilliant. We were talking about monkeys typing, the Shakespeare theory, and all that. Well, this is about a little monkey called Marty. For 40 minutes. Right? Basically, it's in some science lab, right? It's in there. It was wandering about out of its cage, right? The lab fella was busy on the phone or something, right? And
typical.
It's wandering about, it goes up to a PC that's in the corner, a little computer, types down, my name is Marty. What do you mean? So the fella got off the phone, saw this on the screen with the monkey sat there, says to his mate, have you done this?
Right, hold on, Karl.
Let him finish. Before you question, always let him finish. I don't know what to do. Time's against us, come on.
He said, have you done this? He says, done what? He said this on the screen, and he's saying, my name's Marty. Right? He goes, what are you talking about? As he's having an argument with his mate, saying, you're lying, you did it. Monkey's sat there, typing, this isn't a practical joke, my name is Marty.
Someone's gone wrong, someone's got older. Right, and that's the end of the story?
I'm not coming in next week.
Mouth up or something. He's doing a web chat or something. You can go online and have a chat with it.
The monkey's doing a web chat.
I don't know.
Has he got his own website? Is he playing Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Look at that.
Right. Do you believe that, Karl?
They can live for a week.
No, but do you believe it? Do you believe that monkey could type that and then say this is not a practical joke when he's all arguing?
The weird thing is, when I told you that they had 18 knees, you seemed a bit
it's obviously a wind-up.
Like, don't
it's a joke. It's not even. You haven't even got some of the facts wrong. It's just a wind-up.
Live without an head.
Have you noticed the date?
It's April the 1st.
So
it is April the 1st.
You are joking. You're an idiot, Karl.
Why?
It was sent on April the 1st, Karl.
When it was invented.
So you're saying the monkey knows it's April the 1st, but you don't believe... wind-up. Yes.
Say if someone
I think the monkey has thought, I'll do it on April the 1st so that people think that it's a wind-up, but in actual fact, I am a monkey that can type and read.
Some accident, it gives you a bit of time.
It's a shame you never went into investigative journalism. You could have brought down, the Watergate
scandal. Them a note. You wouldn't be able to have a chat, but
I was thinking of a song that sums us.
It's my own fault.
3 up.
Yeah. Nice
what are we? What are we? What do you think? How would you sum us up?
Cockroaches are great survivors. I mean, they've been around for over 300 million years. They're one of the most primitive insects.
Yeah, we're not gifted.
Well, I've also, is it true that they do a lot of resting?
Should we take a week off?
Yeah.
Should we maybe just knock it on the head altogether?
We'll take a week off and see what happens.
Okay.
Rest.
See you next... No, let's not see you next in a couple of weeks.
It's probably true of a vast proportion of the world's fauna.